Love it.
Welcome, everybody. Merry Christmas, and welcome to our holiday hijinks episode of our channel. And so we are gathered this evening to play a new 2-page RPG that I wrote last week and that one of my sons did the artwork for. My name is Tony Vicinda. I am the chief alchemist over at Plus One EXP, where we multi-class in tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. These are a bunch of my friends, some of whom I know in person, some of whom I only know through the internet, and I'm getting to hang out with kind of for the first time right now, but they are all my friends. Santa-Cide Squad that we are going to be playing tonight is a 2-page RPG. It's very simple. It's very easy to play. It's a hack of a system called Honey Heist, but we have 2 people who have never played role-playing games tonight, and only one person downloaded the rules in advance. So everybody is going to be learning how to play as we go along. If you like the look of this game, which is one part claymation Christmas movie, one part heist film like The Italian Job, and one part Suicide Squad, you can check it out at ttrpg.link/Santa-Cide Squad, or go to itch.io and type in Santa-Cide Squad and it should pop up. But we'll drop the link down in the chat in a little bit. We're going to whip around real quick and have people just introduce themselves, who they are, and where they are from. And then we'll go back around in just a second and do character creation. We're going to start with the man himself, the right Robert Rice. Bob, tell us a little bit about who you are and where you're from while I try to make sure that the pizza gets picked up on my front porch.
Nice. Am I talking about my character, or am I actually just talking about me?
Just you as a person. Just tell them who you are, what you do. They want to know about. This is a human interest moment.
Dang, this is beautiful. Well, thanks, Tony. I appreciate that. Yeah. Hey, everybody. I'm Bob Rice. I am a professor of catechetics at Franciscan University of Steubenville, Ohio. I do a lot of work in youth and young adult ministry. I do a podcast, which has, I hate to brag, dozens of subscribers, with my good friend Father Dave Pavanka, who's the president of Franciscan, called They That Hope. You can check that out wherever fine podcasts are sold. And I'm a diaconal candidate in the Diocese of Steubenville, which is not a diagonal candidate, which my spell check keeps trying to tell me to put in. I am married for almost 25 years to my wife, Jennifer. I've got 7 wonderful kids, and I love gaming. I love Tony. I love his beard. I use his beard balm all the time. It's great. I'm told it smells wonderful, and it's great to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the exact amount of time I needed to go yell at my children to answer the actual door.
Yeah.
So we're going over next to one of our first time role players ever, and that is Sarah Rogers. Sarah, how's it going?
It's going wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing well. Tell people who you are and what you do in the world.
My name is Sarah Rogers. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I work in young adult ministry in our diocese. And I do not use your beard balm.
But you use like our lotion bars and lip balm and all the other products, right?
I definitely use your Therese lip balm.
There we go.
Because she's the best.
There we go.
And it's the best. So
it's your first time playing tonight. On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous are you?
Probably like a 7.
That's good, because 10 was low, so I'm glad that you're not very nervous.
Yeah. Wait, 10 was low?
I'm just messing with you.
No.
All right.
So, the Prozac's kicked in by now, so
it's going to be great. All right, we're going over next to one of our other people who are not only playing an RPG for the first time, but it's their first time on for me to get to play with them also, and that's Topher. Topher, tell people about who you are, where you're from, what you do.
Hi, everybody. My name is Topher. I am a recovering youth minister from Baltimore, Maryland. I know Tony through youth ministry things, and I have never played any RPGs before, but I do improv comedy in Baltimore, mostly on Zoom right now. You can check out our team Mouth Stuff on YouTube, Mouth Stuff Improv. And I also have a podcast called Out of Bed, where we interview people and talk to them about what gets them out of bed in the morning. And I'm also drinking a Blue Moon Iced Coffee Blonde. not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor,
Topher,
unless they want to give us money.
Last name, Topher?
Huh?
How do you say your last name, Topher?
Dara.
Dang it. I was going to have everybody go around and try to say it before he said it out loud, but he went right to it.
Go for what you guys thought. What does everybody think it was?
I thought it was Darag.
Like your family was given a last name as it was being slain by some kind of beast.
I think my favorite I ever got was Darog. And I felt that I didn't have a long enough beard and I hadn't killed enough dragons to earn that last name.
Yeah, it's true. And next up, we have Father Casey Jones. Father Casey, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to people?
Yeah, I'm Father Casey Jones. I'm a priest of the Diocese of Venice in Florida, and I am the parochial administrator of St. Elizabeth Seton Catholic Church and School in beautiful, sunny Naples. I also serve as the chaplain of Bishop Verot High School in Fort Myers and the Catholic chaplain to Florida Gulf Coast University. And in my free time, I like to play games. I'm a 20-year plus tabletop RPG guy, and Tony played in my Christmas one-shot last night, and you, in fact, are part of the team that saved Christmas.
That's true. Yeah, I saved Christmas last night. It's you guys' job tonight. Christmas is in trouble for entirely different reasons. Santa-Cide Squad, again, like I said earlier, it's a 2-page RPG. Everyone has 2 sets that they start out with. Nice and naughty. And nice is anything that might enhance Christmas spirit, move you up the nice list, is generally considered a loving or caring or kind thing to do for other people. And naughty is pretty much anything else. A lot of the time, they'll be rolling nice when they do Christmas stuff specifically, and they'll be rolling naughty whenever they are doing stuff that is not particular to Christmas. I just lost half of everybody's video. Is that just me?
Yeah, but you lost all of our attention.
Excellent.
Your belly moved like a bowl full of jelly.
My belly moved like a bowl full of jelly. As long as I didn't lose any of your actual video feed, that's totally fine. So this is the first time this is getting a public playthrough, but it's a honey hack heist. You can find it at ttrpg.link/Santa-Cide Squad if you want to check it out. It's a free RPG, or you can kick us money if you want to, because we will take it if you give it to us. And so with that said, it's got a heist film feel to it. So I'm going to see if I can find some good YouTube friendly non-copyright protected heist music to play in the background real quick. Let's see. We're going to type in heist. See what comes up. Let's see what we get. Is that a good feel? Can you guys hear that, or is that just me?
I can't hear it.
That's fine. You don't have to.
Well, okay.
It's very heisty.
Okay, I believe you.
I love a good heist theme.
Could love it.
Give it a couple seconds. Oh, just straight heist music.
Yeah. If it helps in thinking of the Ocean's 11 theme in my head.
That's good. This is a little slower. All right, so we are gonna dive into it in just 1 second. We're gonna have you guys introduce your characters, but as we do that, we're actually gonna whip around and have you narrate a scene for why they are on the down and outs. Not only when you are playing Santa-Cide Squad are you a denizen of the North Pole, but you are one of the denizens that everybody thought was one of the most unlikely people to be our last best hope to save Christmas. So it's December 23rd. Who was the rookie? Who was the rookie list analyst? I know we've got one here.
I was a rookie list analyst.
All right, Topher, you're new to the North Pole. We're gonna have you introduce yourself, and then we're gonna have kind of some of the other characters introduced through your eyes. So go ahead and tell us a little bit about your character, their name, and who they are. All this was generated by rolling a few D6 on a couple charts in the game. But tell us about your character.
Hi, everybody. My name is Carl. I am a rookie list analyst here at the North Pole. I, as you can see, am a narwhal, and I have a little department tool in my pocket.
Nice. What kind of tool is it? So you're a list analyst, so it's going to be something related to your job. Let's
So,
go ahead and name what that is.
As a list analyst, it's very important for me to be able to organize my papers. So it's actually a paperclip.
Awesome. Anything special about this paperclip?
It's a very large paperclip. These Santa's lists that he gets are very, very large. A lot of greedy kids out there, so I have to make sure I get them all with a big, big paperclip.
Okay, so you have found yourself, and we established in advance that you wear a suit and make your way around on roller skates, and you're wearing sunglasses. I'm going to assume you have some sort of breathing apparatus also too that allows you to operate on the land.
Oh yes, it is a very large oxygen tank that I keep on my back.
Awesome. So you have found yourself called into the big man's office on December 23rd. You know you're in trouble because something happened recently to earn you this spot. You find yourself sitting in the waiting room outside Santa's office with a very stern Mrs. Claus looking at you over the course of her half-moon spectacles, just kind of eyeballing you. She knows what you did. You know what you did. But let's have everybody else find out as we flash back. What did you do to put yourself on the edge of being on the naughty list?
Okay, so it was a particularly long day at work. I didn't have a lot of sleep the night before, and we had been working our traditional 22-hour days here at the North Pole. And I was looking at somebody's list. They asked for a PlayStation 5, and I had input into our system that they wanted a PlayStation 4 Pro.
Damn you.
Who caught this this mistake? Who do you know who caught it?
Is it somebody in the?
It could be. I think we have another list analyst on the team, and so do we want to flash over to that individual?
It was him. He was the one that caught.
Well, with that, let's flash up to Bob. Bob, tell us about your character and who they are.
Yeah, my character's name is Doogie Douchenog, and I'm a burnt-out list analyst. I'm actually half abominable snowman, half elf, and my parents were really hoping to get a very big elf, but instead they got me, which is just a short, hairy elf, and obviously that causes a lot of psychological problems in my life. I have with me a toy, which is a defective pet rock.
A defective pet rock.
Yeah, it was returned because it didn't work.
Awesome.
So, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, what type of pet is it, or is that the problem?
Well, you remember pet rocks? They were a big fad in like the 80s and stuff. Yeah.
Right, but you could decorate them. Is this one decorated already?
No, it's a pet rock.
You don't decorate your pet rock? I decorated my pet rock growing up.
Well, that says a lot about you. But let's stay focused on the story, okay, Tony?
All right. So, Bob, how did Doogie find himself on the outs?
Well, you know, I'm a list analyst, so I analyze lists, and I don't even know his name. I just call him Rookie. He's just been a problem from the beginning.
It's Carl. It's Carl's my name. Sorry.
Great. So the Rookie is always screwing up, and this was just one of many, many issues. A few months back, there was a kid who asked for the child, and this Rookie didn't even know what that was, so he just sent him like a baby doll.
I'm sorry. I know him by his proper name, Grogu.
Well, now you do, Sunshine. But at the time, you had no idea what was going on.
Oh my
God. Anyway, this whole PlayStation 4 fiasco was kind of the last straw. And you know, I said, like, look, 3 strikes, you're out. But I only went to 2 strikes because he just bumped me. So that's what happened.
So you exerted too much kind of administrative control and abused your authority, and you threw the 3rd strike penalty at him, even though he'd only 2 striked.
Well, if you're going to be judgy about it, I guess.
No, I'm just clarifying.
I think that I'm doing my job pretty damn well.
What's going on. And so then you mouthed off to your supervisor. What's your supervisor's name?
Frodrick.
Frodrick. He may be the ultimate villain. We'll find out in just a second. Let's go over to Father Casey. Father Casey, tell us who you are and what's gotten you on the edge of the naughty list.
Yes, my name is Pringle, and I am a bit of as someone so eloquently put it, excuse me, I have to consult my notes. A cotton-headed ninny mumpkins, because you see, I'm a toy manufacturer, and I really believe very strongly that all of our toys should be canonically accurate according to the canon from which they belong. And it's funny that you mentioned the child, also known as Grogu, that some very inaccurately refer to as Baby Yoda, because I was asked to manufacture such a toy because someone requested a Baby Yoda, and I had to inform them that the child's name was actually Grogu. So I put the name Grogu along with a little detailed bio in the package there, and apparently it fell into hands before the entirety of the story was discovered, and people called me a spoiler.
Ooh.
It was very traumatizing. And yes, and I do walk around with a build your own snowman kit in my pocket.
Awesome. All right. Let's go to our last player, Sarah. Sarah, tell us a little bit more about your character.
My birth name is Giggles Sugar Crinkle, but you can call me Gigs for short. And I am an Arctic fox. I'm very burnt out because I work in polar security, and that's hard for a polar critter like myself. So to help me with those long shifts, in my pocket is a nice flask of eggnog.
And maybe on one eggnog-soaked evening, what happened to land you near the naughty list?
Well, I feel like near is an interesting construct of space. I don't want to reveal how near I am, but you know how it is drinking eggnog. Some nights you wind up just hanging out by the fire, and other nights you end up causing fires. And here in the North Pole, when it's close to Christmas, that's not the best time to do that sort of thing. So you could say that I may have had one of those sorts of evenings recently, and someone may have found out about it, but I don't know. It could have been because I accidentally put it on the North Pole public Snapchat story, but I don't know. I'm not sure.
Awesome. Well, you've all been called into this austere office one by one as each of you files in past the rookie. Miss Claus gives you kind of a stern look and points you very quickly over to one of the many high-backed, not entirely comfortable. I'm in the middle of a stream. Thank you very much for my dinner. I appreciate it. Nope. Thank you very much for my cookie. I appreciate that too. My food that I won't get to eat.
Do you want me to cover for you again?
Yeah, just go ahead. Just go ahead and hop in there while I chomp this down real quick. Into these high-backed chairs that are not entirely comfortable, even though they are decorative and festive. You feel your holiday cheer sink lower than it has a long time because you've never been called into Santa's office before for any of this. You've always kind of skated by, oftentimes by the skin of your teeth. And this is the first time you found yourself landed in this type of trouble. Does anybody want to do anything while you're waiting?
I suppose having some hot chocolate would be out of the question.
And you see Miss Claus's eyes shift over towards the very obvious self-service, not Keurig because they're not paying to sponsor us, but near Keurig, like hot chocolate thing. There is like gourmet hot chocolate back behind her desk. Like she's got a full on espresso machine, but there's a crappy Keurig machine over there. You see her eyes shift over to that and then shift back to you and goes like that.
There appear to be no marshmallows.
No, there's no marshmallows. Not for you. And she reaches into her drawer. She pulls out a bunch of marshmallows and sprinkles them over her hot chocolate.
Oh no. How would Mrs. Claus feel if I dumped a little bit of peppermint schnapps in my hot chocolate?
I mean, are you doing this openly or are you doing this this covertly?
I mean covertly, but like she's probably gonna see it.
Well, why don't we find out? Why don't you
Okay.
go ahead and make a naughty roll? Because it sounds like a naughty maneuver. So when you're playing the Santa-Cide Squad or any Honey Heist hack, you start with 3 in each of your stats, and you're going to try to roll underneath that. If you're successful, that stat's going to go up, making you more of whatever that is. So if you succeeded this, you'll become more naughty. So you're looking to roll a 3, 2, or a 1
Okay.
on your phone.
I rolled a 2.
All right. I like how excited you are to be so naughty. You are able to kind of turn your back towards her as you pretend like you dropped your Keurig little compartment thing down behind it, and you pour your peppermint schnapps in very quickly, and you don't think that she saw you, and you're able to get that peppermint schnapps into there. Any last actions before the door creaks open and Santa Claus calls you in to the big man's room?
As a rookie, I am a little too nervous to do anything in front of anybody that might get me in trouble.
All right. All of a sudden you hear.
I've had some stomach issues and I let out a fart. I'm not sure if it's going to be loud or not. Should I roll?
No, it's loud, but it's just disgusting. It's not,
Okay, not like a silent but deadly, but like a.
No, it's loud and deadly and
Loud and deadly,
yeah.
and everybody knows it's me. Or
everybody knows it was you.
wow, all right, well, there you go.
And
I am going to pull
if
my
you want to
hat
try to
down
blame
over
it
my
on
nose.
somebody, that would be naughty. If you want to try to blame it on somebody, that would be naughty.
Yeah, I'm gonna blame it. I'm gonna try to blame it on the rookie. I'm
All
gonna
right.
just stare at the rookie and be like, "What the hell?"
Go ahead and roll for me, and we'll see how this plays out.
I got a 6. Is that good or bad?
That is bad. So your stats don't
in
change.
a good way.
It's bad
Or
in a good way. So you're so you failed at your roll. So go ahead and try to play it off on the rookie, but it doesn't land.
Smells like fish. Like a big fish, right? With a horn on it.
No,
That kind of smell.
guys, it wasn't me. I promise. I'm serious.
It is not proper to blame your
Casey, what was your
bodily-
character's name one more time?
I am a Pringle Cookie.
Pringle knows for a fact that narwhals don't pass gas. It absolutely was not him. This is a scientific fact, and you absolutely know this.
It is anatomically impossible for the narwhal to flatulate in such a manner. And by the way, narwhals are also not fish. They are, in fact, mammals, which is really strange because I don't know why you need that oxygen tank when you breathe oxygen.
Yeah, there's a lot of shady things about rookie.
All of a
Again,
sudden,
my name is Carl. Again, I'm sorry, it's Carl.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry, you said your name was Carl?
Carl.
Carl?
Carl.
You know, all the time I hear people yelling, "Where's Carl?" Are you ever at your post?
I am at my post. Sometimes it takes a while for me to skate over to it because I'm very large and these old-fashioned roller skates that I travel around on are quite small.
Oh yes, that would be the S9 model of skate. We have not really manufactured those since 1987.
Yeah, I was
all of a sudden
hoping to
the
get-
buzzer on Mrs. Claus' desk so off, and you hear, "Send them in." The red light over Santa's door clicks off, and the door slowly creaks open. And Miss Claus looks each of you in the eye and gives you one of these.
And I want to be the last one to pass her, and I'm just going to say, look, Don't you think you have more dignity than being your husband's secretary? I mean, come on.
Oh, you mean managing the details of a global toy empire and making sure that every child around the world gets the toys that they're owed? Get out of here. Get out of here.
Whatever. Whatever.
Mrs. Claus, I would like it to be known that the sexist views of that list analyst do not reflect all list analysts, especially a rookie like myself.
Hey, Craig, what's wrong with being sexy?
It's Carl. There's nothing wrong with being sexy. Mrs. Claus is a very sexy woman, but this is
Oh, you are.
Now we're getting weird.
Mrs. Claus. That is.
I'm waiting.
That is clearly against rule number 47.2.5.4 in section C of the employee handbook.
I was trying to stick up.
Yes, I'm coming in, your Clausness.
Your Clausness.
You all find yourself shuffled into Santa's office. He looks, he's usually stressed around Christmas time. It's the biggest time of the year. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of things that have to be managed. Mrs. Claus is in full force bringing together all the different logistic details. But he's the one who has to cast the figure. A lot of things rest on his shoulders, and he's always walking around helping out in all of the different departments and kind of running himself ragged. He uses his ability to bend time to not just work 22-hour days like the rest of you, but to work 38-hour days, oftentimes pulling triple shifts simultaneously all around the North Pole. It takes an incredible toll on him, but you have never seen him and all of that look as haggard as he looks right now. His face is gaunt and very serious, and he looks at you each and he says, "There's a problem. And I know that you're not the best at what you do, but the reality is right now, I can't spare anyone better. You guys are all teetering on the edge of being on the naughty list. And there's only one thing that you can do to work your way off. And I'm about to tell you what it is." And just for those out there watching right now, there's a set of tables that I rolled all of this up on that are on the GM section of the 2-page RPG that you get. 1 page is for everybody, 1 page is for the GM. You roll a bunch of dice and you find out kind of what's going on. Now, y'all know I exist.
Yep.
But the reality is Christmas spirit is powered by the belief that people have, not just in me, but in the higher ideal. And if proof of my existence was to be made widely known to all humankind, well, we don't know what would happen to Christmas spirit. We don't know if it would plummet. We don't know if it would get cut in half. We don't know if it would rip a hole in the Christmas spirit vortex. We do know it would be bad, though. And unfortunately, it's just come to our attention that someone snuck into the North Pole and took pictures of me and is threatening to publish them.
Were these
at
naked
midnight
pictures?
Are they
tomorrow
scandalous
night.
or?
No, they're just normal pictures, but they prove that I exist. They're things that couldn't possibly be photoshopped. There's video evidence of me talking to the Yetis and talking to the elves, to all the denizens of the North Pole, me walking around and talking to all of them, pictures and video that would without a doubt prove my very existence and potentially destroy Christmas. If you want to get yourself off the naughty list, if you want to put yourself
we have
back
to kill this guy
in my good graces,
Yes.
well, as the big man, I can't endorse that kind of thing, but I can tell you that you can do what needs to be done. Lady and gentleman and mammal.
Thank you.
The reality is, sometimes in order to make the nice list, you have to be a little naughty. Don't let everybody know that, but it has been known to be true. And so I'm authorizing you to do whatever you need to do to capture this proof and make it back. Now, we're not 100% sure who has this proof, but we do know one thing. We were able to hack back through the announcement video that was made on North Pole Snapchat, because apparently that's a thing, and find out that it was point of origin for the video is the South Pole.
It's
I
a
bet it
penguin.
was a penguin.
Yeah. Yep.
Guys, there's other
I think the
there's other
I think
things
the-
at the North Pole than the penguins. I'm sorry.
I think the app is called Freezer.
Freezer.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's like FRZR.
Now here's the deal.
I believe
we
that
can't-
is a dating app for penguins.
We can't spare
that's
a lot
what
of
I'm talking
resources
about.
right now.
And narwhals.
Sorry.
We can't spare a lot of resources now. We have to keep things focused on Christmas, but you have 28 hours to accomplish this task. Now, I've asked one of my associates who I forgot to roll up, so let's pop that up real quick. I need an NPC. I'm going to find one real quick.
You down with NPC?
Down with
you
NPC.
know me.
I've asked my friend and personal dentist, Dr. Hermie, DDS, to take care of outfitting you with anything you need. He used to be an elf just like you. He also, like you, found himself on the outs one Christmas, but by embracing the spirit of the season, was able to properly find his role in this world. And so not only does he serve as dentist for all of the North Pole, but he also handles a lot of our special technology needs. So I'm going to send you guys over to see him. So we'll flash over real quick. You guys are walking through a small workshop. Then you find yourself / dentist office here at the North Pole. And you find Dr. Hermie, DDS, with a wonderful elven swoop of golden blonde hair, standing in the middle of the workshop. He's just finished up with a patient. It is a Yeti who had a horrible abscess in his mouth that was causing him to rage across the southern part of the Northern Pole. But they successfully got him here, and Dr. Hermie has just removed his abscess tooth, and he just seems incredibly grateful. He says, "Oh my gosh, Dr. Hermie, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I can't imagine what I was possibly doing." And Dr. Hermie kind of ushers him out quickly.
And I say, "It's good to see you, Uncle Phil."
Yeah.
And he doesn't acknowledge me because I'm kind of a scandalous person in the family.
Well, I don't know who you are, but it's good to see you. Never. And Phil walks out. Dr. Hermie comes over, straightens his dentist jacket, and switches off the name tag, and switches over to Dr. Hermie, but instead of DDS, it has a number of scientific degree notations behind it now. What those be? Bob, you're a doctor. What's a good sciencey fake doctorate?
Demon.
Demon. Like, so he's a demon, you're saying. Good job.
Very
All
much,
right.
yeah. STD.
STD. There we go.
Yeah.
It's an STD. Demon with an STD.
Sadly, kids, these are real titles.
So only the best doctorates for him. Dr. Hermie walks over to the workshop side of things, where you guys see what looks like a bobsled. And he says, "This is a new piece of technology that we have been working on. It's a streamlined version of Santa's sleigh. Now, Santa's able to power his sleigh through just the pure use of Christmas spirit, but this one needed a little bit more oomph. So it'll rocket you straight to the South Pole and bring you back here once you have completed your mission. But it's only programmed to go there and back. And I really need to reinforce, do not mess with the satellite guidance system. Otherwise, we don't know where you would end up. But is there anything you need from me before you leave?"
Yeah, are we going to journey through the center of the Earth to get to the South Pole? Because that seems like the quickest route.
It would be, except for the shielding on this isn't done. So you're going to have to go overland the long way, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay. That's cool.
Is there a hot chocolate dispenser in the bobsled?
Of course, there's a hot chocolate dispenser in the bobsled.
With peppermint flavor?
Of course, there's peppermint flavor. There's peppermint, there's gingerbread, there's vanilla, which I always think is weird because it's basically like, just have a vanilla steamer. Don't call it hot chocolate. Like, why are we doing this? But yeah, there's all three of those.
I think we're all concerned that maybe some penguins were behind this. So I was wondering, could you get me maybe like 10 or 12 sardines with explosives laced inside them?
Could I have a gun?
I'm friends with penguins, and this is all a very offensive conversation to me. I'd prefer if we didn't
Okay,
just
Chris, shut up. We're on a mission right now. So can I get the sardines?
It's Carl.
Actually, Carl, I thought that narwhals ate penguins.
Normally they do, but again, as a rookie, I'm a very timid person, and I am a little bit worried about hurting anybody's feelings. And I feel like eating somebody might be upsetting to them.
Oh yeah. Well, I do have some explosive sardines, but I only have 2 of them. But I do have the other 10 sardines that came in the can, so I can give you a dozen sardines, and I can give you some sardines with explosive in them. But I cannot give you a dozen sardines with explosives in them.
Okay, I'll take it. That sounds great.
Okay. All right, so he do that. Sarah, you wanted a gun. He hands you the Icicle 3000. He's like, this is the newest in our line of North Pole based technology. It will shoot at high speeds. You guys might be familiar with the snowball launchers that we use. It works the exact same way, but it does shoot a Icicle pick directly at your target. It's got 4 shots in it.
I am actually looking for a penguometer.
Oh, a penguometer? Of course. Here you go.
Penguometer that can detect subversive penguin activity in an area.
Oh,
or
subversive penguin activity? No, I don't have one of those. I just have one that detects penguins.
Penguins in general. Okay, that would be useful.
I would like to again note that I am against this penguin witch hunt that we are currently on. But if we are going to be coming up against a penguin, I would prefer that we use non-violent means. So if possible, could I get a net of some sort?
Like just a net?
I mean, it could be like a special penguin net if you've got one, but I
mean, of
would
course
just
I have special penguin nets, but like you just want the net. You don't want like a net launcher or a net bomb.
I mean, yeah, if I could have a net launcher, that would be great. I didn't think of that. Thank you very much. Because I do need something to get the net out there if I'm not within close contact.
He says, "Do you have your snowball launcher on you, or did you misplace that also?"
I'm as a list analyst. I haven't used my snowball launcher very much yet, especially as a rookie. So
don't worry about it. And he goes over to and he opens up a giant cabinet, and there's just dozens of snowball launchers in there of different types, and he pulls one out and he cocks it and he checks to make sure that the sights are lined up, and then he pulls out the net attachment that attaches underneath the snowball launcher, and he hands it to you. So you get 2 net shots in here. Yes, they're graded for penguins.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get this show on the road. I've got a patient coming in about 10 minutes, and I need to clean up the office and get it prepped for him. And so he'll usher you all to the rocket bobsled and get you all set. And who's riding up front?
Me. I get car sick.
I'll ride up front too.
Well, I mean, it's in a row. So
Pringle is going to try to sit into your lap.
No, I'm a fox.
Fine. So he'll take the next seat up.
You'd be surprised what kind of creatures can mate with each other. Just ask my friend.
So we've got Gigs the Arctic Fox. We've got Pringles the elf.
On the freezer app stays on the freezer app.
Who's after Pringles the elf?
Carl will sit in the back. I don't really mind. As a rookie, I know my place, so wherever I can fit.
Okay, so you're sitting in the back, which puts Doogie in the 3rd slot. So Sarah,
all right, but now I have a problem because Carlos's stupid horn is now jabbing my back.
It is.
Where's Carl?
I'm gonna just repeat it. I'm gonna say, okay, rookie, you move up one because I can't handle a planetary trip with your horn at my back.
It's fine. I'll sit wherever I need to. It's fine. Okay. Again, it's Carl. It's Carl. Carl is my name.
So you want to figure out where we should place the horny narwhal?
Yes.
Yes.
I am a narwhal with a horn who also does happen to be very lonely. Yes, that is fair.
And as everybody gets settled in with that, with that little bit of information, Gigs, there is a bright button glowing and pulsing right in front of you. Do you want to hit it? Sorry, Sarah, I just used your character's name when I said Gigs.
We're role playing.
We're role
I was
playing.
confused.
That's fine. You were like, "Who's Gigs?"
Yeah, I'm gonna smash that for
You're
sure.
smash that button. You're gonna smash that button, and if you're watching on YouTube, you should smash and like that subscribe button.
Okay, let's get out of here with those.
If you watch it on Twitch, hit that follow button also too. If you haven't,
And you should ring that sleigh bell for
should
notifications.
ring that sleigh bell for notifications. So you guys all of a sudden you feel Christmas spirit kind of surround you and start to tingle through your body as this rocket bobsled starts to vibrate, and the smell of rocket fuel and hot chocolate enters into your nostril. Basically, mother's milk to anybody who grew up in and around the North Pole. As you're shot out into the stratosphere, you see space warp around you. Who said they had a nervous stomach? Was that Gigs who said they had a nervous stomach?
I get car sick. Yeah.
Okay, so you are noticing that being in the front, because of the speed at which you're moving, doesn't help, because you're just moving super fast and you're going to vomit.
Cool.
You can kind of feel it kind of coming up inside of you. What do you do?
I'm in space.
You're very high up in the atmosphere. There are 3 people behind you.
So like, can I roll down the window?
It's kind of open top. Like the Christmas spirit field is what keeps you guys intact. But where is the vomit going is the question.
Well, who's driving?
You are.
Oh,
We established that just over the last. Like,
oh,
10
I just
minutes.
thought I was sitting in the passenger front seat. I thought we were being chauffeured.
No.
Remember,
It's a
it's
bobsled.
one line. It's all back to why I couldn't sit in the front as well.
Okay,
Like-
okay,
If you ever
okay.
saw Cool Runnings, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's a bobsled.
Yes, the bobsled.
Yes.
So
No one has any other cultural connotation for what a bobsled is, and really, this is great because Cool Runnings came out when I was in elementary school, and it's a reference that has no reason to transcend generation after generation like it does, but still it persists. That's why everybody knows what a bobsled is, not because of the Olympics, not because of the athletes who put in hours of training and time to become experts at their field, but because of the Jamaican bobsled team.
Hey, Tony, you dead man?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So
Generation
Sarah,
and
you are
generation.
in the front. You are going to vomit.
Yeah. Okay, so I think what I do is Carl's tube is very large, and so I'm able to reach it from the front seat because it had to get moved because people in the back weren't happy with it. So I think I just grab that and I hurl right in there.
So
Right
you
in the
grab his large tooth
Into the
and
tip
hurl.
of his giant tooth horn.
Whatever. Wait, is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a narwhal's horn is technically a tooth. I
Or are
believe.
you referring to the
Oh.
oxygen tank that I wear on my back?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question.
Never has the question in a
I-
role playing
I do that-
game, where do you vomit, taken so long to answer, which is great. No, I want you to keep on processing.
I
it 'cause it-
don't want to
Which
vomit
is
on any
great.
of them.
Okay,
I
that's
don't want to
fine.
vomit on any
So,
of
so
them.
all you have to then
You
say, no, this is great. This is great. So you have to say, I don't know. I don't want to vomit on any of them then. And then you kick it back to me. And then we just have a conversation about it. So you don't want to
Okay,
vomit on
so-
them.
No, I don't want to vomit
All right.
on them.
So
Hey,
you-
Tony, I don't think she wants to vomit on them.
Okay.
I just want to help out with the conversation.
So, but I like how she doesn't want to vomit on them, but she was willing to vomit directly into Carl's character's mouth, essentially down the horn.
Right.
But that's fine. That's fine. You don't want to vomit on them. You want to not vomit on them. That sounds pretty nice. Let's go ahead and make a nice roll. And see how you do. So you're gonna roll a d6. You're gonna try to roll underneath your nice, which I think is a 2 right now because of your peppermint schnapps that you snuck earlier. Now here's the thing: if you're worried about that, or if you roll a 3, you can do something to increase Christmas cheer that will up your stat by a point. So
Mm.
Okay, so I'm rolling.
okay,
I got a 3.
Okay, so if you want to do something to increase Christmas cheer for yourself, the group, or someone around you, you can do that. It's called getting spirited, and that will increase your that'll move your stats by 1. It'll move 1 point over from your 99 dice, and it'll make that a success.
Okay, I want to do that.
Okay, but then you have to tell me what it is.
And I just make it up.
Yeah, anything that you think that gigs could do right now that would increase the Christmas spirit in the bobsled, which could be something like starting. It could be like something like starting a sing along on a road trip.
Well,
it could be
actually, what I did,
or something else.
Yes, what I did is I pull out an aux cord because I have pre-made a Christmas playlist and collected the correct data to know everyone in the car's favorite Christmas song. And so I just play that playlist now.
Awesome.
It feels like a good time to do that.
What's the first song on that playlist?
Well, I put it on shuffle, and then your studio's falling apart.
Yeah, it's pretty crap.
Private school budgets, right?
And so my favorite
bobsled's going so fast, everything's just falling apart. Yeah.
My favorite Christmas song comes on, and it is "Wonderful Christmas Time" by Paul McCartney.
All right, give me the first couple lines of that.
Like, do you want me to sing it?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Topher got it to leave because he could tell what was coming.
I absolutely hate that song.
Okay, well, I absolutely hate.
I mean, luckily, Pringles.
Good comeback.
Pringles loves that song. No, you just gotta give us a solid opener on that song.
Okay, it starts out and it's like, the moon is bright, the spirit's up, we're here tonight, and that's enough. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time.
Excellent.
That's all I got.
So you, as that music takes over, like you start to feel sled sick. That music starts to pump up, though. It gives you the wherewithal and the mental control to realize if you go to either side, it's just going to whip around backwards, right? The only option is to lean forward over the edge of the sled and project that vomit straight down. Which you do successfully, not puking on any of them, and then flop back into your seat, simply having a wonderful Christmas time as you guys make your way to the South Pole. As you guys approach the South Pole, having passed over the entire world, does anybody have anything they want to do to pass time during the trip? You guys are all good? You guys ready to get to the South Pole?
I believe my song came on next on the playlist.
Oh, what was it?
So I know that I'm a straight-laced, kind of nervous guy right now, but in my younger days, I was quite the punk, and I loved a good rock song, and so actually, my favorite Christmas song is the quite heretical "Father Christmas" by the Kinks.
Ooh,
that is what came on next.
And how does that go?
It goes like, "When I was young, I believed in Santa Claus, though I knew it was my dad. Sing on the stockings at Christmas, and I'd be glad. But then the save for Christmas, there's outside the department store." But I do remember the chorus, and the chorus went, "Father Christmas, give us some money. Don't mess around with those silly toys. We'll beat you up if you don't hand it over."
This song is not on the approved list of songs that may be listened to on a flying bobsled.
Give all the toys to the little rich boys.
You are in violation of all of the correct regulations.
I know.
Who makes the regulations?
What I'm more worried about, it doesn't matter who makes the regulations. What must be matters, they must be followed blindly and unflinchingly.
No.
And also, are there any marshmallows in the hot chocolate dispenser?
Dude, it's the North Pole. Of course, there are marshmallows.
All of a sudden, a hologram of Hermie pops up and says, "Of course, there's marshmallows in the hot chocolate dispenser."
Pringles is going to have some of that, and he's a little nervous from the car ride, so he's gonna try to sneak some of Giggs's eggnog into his hot chocolate to spike it.
Whoa. Get a little...
Ooh.
Are you sneaking it? I mean, like, no one here is going to judge you. Are you letting Giggs know you're taking it, or are you just like leaning over and grabbing it out of it?
You're stealing?
All right. Well, that sounds pretty naughty to me. Why don't you go ahead and
No, by North Pole regulations, all eggnog is communal property and to be shared in a jolly, happy Christmas way.
But it's on my person. Like, it's mine.
I mean,
again,
the North Pole does acknowledge capitalism.
I placed in my own mind is what's important.
Does the North Pole adhere to like CDC guidelines? Because we shouldn't be sharing out of the same flask.
And technically speaking, we're not in the North Pole right now anyway.
The North Pole is a member of WHO, and so. I don't know. It sounds like you're gonna make Giggs upset if you sneak this. It still sounds pretty naughty to me.
I think it is. I think it is a little naughty.
So okay, go ahead and roll your naughty skill.
And that was a 2.
That is successful. So you're gonna move 1 point from nice over to naughty, giving you 4 in naughty and 2 in nice. So
hey Giggs, can you change this crappy Christmas song and go to the next one?
Hey, this is a good song.
You change it, and it's Doogie's favorite Christmas song, which is what?
Please, Daddy, don't get drunk this Christmas.
That's not a real song.
Oh.
I bet that is real.
You've never
John
heard
Denver.
Bob's Good Sings.
That sounds like the saddest thing I would ever listen to with my ears.
It's a John Denver song.
To be fair,
and how does it go? Wait, no. And how does it go?
Oh, right. Decemberists covered it, but John Denver was the original artist for it. And it goes like this. Please, Daddy, don't get drunk this Christmas. I don't want to see my mommy cry. Please, Daddy, don't get drunk this Christmas. I don't want to see my mother cry.
Excellent.
Yeah, there's other beautiful verses. I'll just read them. It's better if it's more like poetry. Just last year when I was only 7, now I'm almost 8, as you can see. You came home 11:15 and fell down
YouTube's
going
to pull us because of the accuracy of this rendition. Like,
yeah,
we're gonna get banned.
It's kind of like a song response where they kind of speak the thing and then they sing the chorus.
There you go. Love it.
So we're listening to that right now when we're supposed to be saving Christmas.
You're the one.
Song is not on the
as Pringle's getting drunk. Yeah, I think it speaks to his content.
That's fair. That
that
hits home, actually.
Yeah.
Also, Sarah, I believe your character built this song playlist. Is established in
That's
canon.
True. This is true.
So, all right. So, as y'all are coming in towards the South Pole, the lights get dim as you guys were passing over North America and large parts of South America. The lights were bright as you kind of in different parts, but now it's gotten dark. And you guys are used to the cold, but the air seems chilly in the South Pole in a way that you're just not used to. And then in the dim and the darkness, you see the twinkling lights up ahead of what looks like a small, picturesque Hallmark Christmas town. But as you get even closer, you notice that it's actually a small, picturesque Hallmark Christmas-like military base.
This is a Hallmark movie.
Subversive spies. They must be terminated.
So I'm going to ask each of you to give me. I'm going to ask each of you to give me one detail for what makes.
Well, you know, Hallmark's going through that thing. That was anyway. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right, because they were getting set, and now they're going to add it anyway.
Yeah.
Give me one detail that lets you know that this is a Hallmark-esque military base. Sarah, you were the most excited. Let's hear from you first. What is one thing you see that makes it very obvious that this is a Hallmark-esque military base?
I see a coffee shop, and inside that coffee shop is an above average looking woman and an even more above average looking male bumping into one another for the first time since high school. And that's how I know.
Did she go to high school? They went to high school here, but has she moved away to the big city and has just recently come back?
You're damn right she has. Yes.
Awesome. Excellent. By the way, I did roll these characters in advance just in case they came up. And her name is
good.
Candace McAllister, and his name is Bob Oddbody. Just FYI. Bob, what is one thing that you see that lets you know it's a Hallmark Christmas-esque military base?
Well, it's freezing out. They're all wearing coats, but they're unzipped.
Yep. So you can still see the outfits. Yep.
Yeah. It's because they film them all in California and they're just pretending to be in winter.
Awesome. Yeah, everyone's coats are totally unzipped, and they're all mostly above average good looking too. So
yeah. Right. Lots of layers, loose scarves. Scarves that aren't really covering anything, but they're just there.
Topher, how can you tell that this is a Hallmark-esque, Christmas Hallmark movie-esque military base?
So actually, we do pass by the visitor center, and inside the visitor center, you can see a pile of old CAC cards, people's IDs, and there is a ring of garland around everybody's CAC card with like mistletoe in each corner.
Wait, what?
I don't get the reference at all, but that's great.
A CAC card is a military card that use it to get on military bases.
Oh, okay.
The best jokes are the ones that have long explanations connected to them. So that's great.
Just saying. Yeah. We're talking about accuracy here.
Awesome. Everybody's military ID is a little bit Christmassier and cuter, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Gotcha. All right. Father Casey, what lets you know that this is a Hallmark Christmas movie-esque military?
I am a male, and I'm not paying any attention to it whatsoever.
That's fair.
That's good.
That's fair.
It has been my dream, but I would have to watch a whole lot of them at one point to make a Hallmark Christmas movie role-playing game where none of you play the main characters, like the two main characters. You play all of their friends and members of the city, and it's kind of a fiasco style thing where you try to figure out if they're going to end up together at the end or not based on your actions throughout the course of the game. But I'd have to watch a whole lot of Hallmark Christmas movies in order to make that happen. And
you don't want to do that.
I haven't ever done that.
Do it with your wife.
I think you don't know. I think it's clear that you've never met my wife.
Does she have the taste?
My willingness to do that is high in order to make a game. Her willingness to do that is non-existent. And so, but if you're watching out there and you love Hallmark Christmas movies, we're happy to have you with us. Go ahead and tell us the name of your favorite Hallmark Christmas movie in the chat.
Or Netflix Christmas movie.
Yeah, pick Netflix. I'm not happy to have you with us if you watch Hallmark movies. Get out of here.
Can I make one other observation too?
Better.
Yeah, you can make one up.
I also noticed that there is a stage and a has-been country music artist is holding a concert.
Bob, are you feeling all right?
Ooh, has been.
Bob, are you feeling all right?
Yeah, I just thought we were kind of going into more of a film noir vibe right now.
You just look a little gray. I was just curious.
I'm getting old.
Yeah. So as you guys land, the bobsled sets down about half a mile outside of town. You can see the twinkling lights of all the decorated pine trees in the distance because as the Popish plot, there's every single pine tree in town has been decorated, even the ones that are obviously just in people's backyards, and most of the ones headed out of town for a pretty good distance. What do you do?
I propose that we land somewhere just outside so that we could.
Oh, you guys set down about a half mile outside of
half mile. Sorry.
Nice.
So a half a mile outside. So I'll order an Uber and we'll go into town.
Okay.
I don't think that would be such a good idea. It might blow our cover.
Everyone Ubers. It would blow our cover if we did literally anything else besides Uber.
Oh, very good point. Very,
Yeah,
very
good
very
point.
good.
Good point.
That's a good point.
Nice.
You know, so you pull out your elf phone and you close freezer. We can't use Uber because they don't sponsor the live stream. So what's the Christmassy name for this other rideshare app?
Slay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you pull up Slay, which is a subsidiary of Uber. Because let's
It's
face
spelled
it,
SLAY, and there's an umlaut for some reason over the Y.
that's right.
Yes.
And you go ahead and hit it. Go ahead and roll. This actually sounds like a pretty nice thing to do. You had a really good suggestion. You're calling the Uber. You're covering that for everybody. That's super sweet. Go ahead and roll nice for me.
I got a 5.
That is not going to do it. It's also out of the range of, I think, being spirited. What's your current stat for nice? Are you 3 and 3 right now?
It's just 3, yeah.
Yeah. So, you guys do get an Uber. It does. I mean, a sleigh. A sleigh does show up, but it takes like an hour.
Okay, well, 0 stars for their rating.
All right. This guy finally shows up. The sleigh also it smells horrible, and it's not that like the sleigh isn't trying to smell good. It's that horrible smell of like too many artificial air fresheners all put into the same place to cover up other kind of normal aromas that wouldn't be that bad. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you might be Bob Rice. And so, by the way,
But because I'm an abominable snowman, I'm just mostly on the abominable side of that part of it. That I have like super sensitive senses of smell.
there you go. And it really bothers you.
And it
just bugs you.
really bothers me.
So,
And I feel like that in the South Pole, they would try to flavor everything with spearmint instead of peppermint.
Ooh.
yeah.
Ooh.
So I think it
Actually, you
reeks
know
of
what?
Bad
I'm going to
spearmint.
go back because I think I missed something for Sarah. So, Sarah, this sounds like you are using kind of your hip modern survival skills as an Arctic fox. You know how to navigate the landscape. And since savvy survival is one of your skills, why don't you roll another dice? You should have rolled 2d6 because anytime you use your skill and calling Slay / a rideshare company does feel like a survival thing in our modern time. So go ahead and roll another dice for me.
Okay. I got 1.
Okay. So, this sleigh is on its way, and you can tell that it's got horrible fumes coming out of it. You can just see Doogie's smell is so strong that he can see the stink fumes coming off of it. And all of a sudden, another person pulls up who's got just this pristine sleigh, very well taken care of. And they've got little iPad games in the back that you can play, and they pick you up instead. And so you guys are on your way into town in a sleigh. Go ahead and move nice up 1 and down, move Nutty down, Sarah. So you guys are headed into town. What's your plan when you get there?
All right, so we have to find out who took these pictures of Santa. And I suggest that we start posting on that freezer app because that's how we discovered who it was in the first place. So one of us needs to create a profile on Freezer and
I'll do it.
put ourselves out
And
there.
I think it should say willing to do anything or prove for the existence of Santa Claus.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right.
So I'm glad you volunteered, Gigs.
Yes.
A little too quickly.
Yeah.
So as y'all are headed into town, Giggs pulls out their phone again, and they start making their this new profile on Freezer. That's your honey trap profile.
Wait a second, guys. I just realized something. This could be a woman. Let's not be sexy.
Oh,
So
sexy.
maybe we should have one
Yes.
woman and one guy make a
That's
profile just to
Very
cover it.
smart.
I know. I'm
That's
very
very smart.
smart.
It
Okay.
should be a abominable snowman.
All right, I'll do it. I've got so much hair on me though, people can't tell if I'm a man or a woman. So I think that
Wait, I want to clarify here. Did you earlier you said we shouldn't be sexy? Did you mean sexy or sexist?
I think he meant sexist.
Okay.
Same.
I don't
So
know
while
what
y'all are
theory
creating
those
your
two-
profiles and while you're already into town, we're going to take a 5-minute break so that I can wolf down this burger and that everybody else can get a chance to stretch and refill their drinks. If you're watching out there with us, refill your drink and let us know what would your interest be on your freezer profile as you created one in the chat. We'll be back in 5 minutes to check in with you on who we would swipe. I think up and down is better than left and right. If I was going to create a dating app, up would be good, down would be bad. Left and right seems
too confusing.
Seems too
I
confusing.
totally agree with that.
You end up with the worst people that you don't mean to.
So we're going to see who we would swipe up on their freezer profile. Type it into the chat what your Arctic interest would be, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Everybody wave at the camera.
Couldn't you just get that at any grocery store, probably?
Probably. I don't know. I got it at a liquor store.
I'd rather go to Florida and try the dill.
Nice.
And we are back discussing the merits of Havarti and dill and whether it's worth having to go to Florida in order to get it. The answer overwhelmingly seems to be no.
No.
All right, so we have one entry into our competition from Rookie the Anime Ninja. Rookie, thank you for watching along on YouTube. And that's Miss Leteau, an ex North Pole employee who has now moved to the South Pole. I want to hear from everybody. Where you're going to go across the top and then the bottom. Would you swipe up or down on Miss Leteau, previously of the North Pole? Your character. This is not your personal opinion. Your character. So, Bob, you swiping up or down on Miss Leteau?
You got to give me. You got to give me some description here. I mean,
no, that's what you got. Like you just, it's a kind of somewhat provocative profile picture with some Christmas lights in the background.
Is this human, penguin? Like what kind of creature is Miss Leteau?
Nope. With a name like Miss Leteau, I'm gonna say it sounds very elf culture.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm lonely. I'll swipe up. That's fine.
All right. So Doogie swipes up.
But only because I think it could be an opportunity to find it's all research. I'll do what it takes. I'm gonna do what it takes.
Topher, would you swipe up or down on Miss Leteau?
I don't know. I am quite lonely, as I mentioned earlier, but I'm new at this job and I don't want to get into too much trouble. And it seems like dating an ex-North Pole employee might put me in a little bit of hot water. So I am going to swipe down on Miss Leteau.
Okay. Sarah, what about Gigs? Does Gigs swipe up on Miss Leteau?
Gigs is a straight woman, so no.
What if it's just for friendship? What if they're just on freezer trying to make friends and meet people?
Then yes, I'd swipe up.
All right. How does Pringle swipe?
Pringle is imagining that Miss Leteau has very fluffy marshmallows.
Can we not actually, whatever that is?
No, he literally is thinking about marshmallows, like literally.
In character, he's been asking about marshmallows the entire time.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember his exchange with Mrs. Claus about her marshmallows.
That's true. You're right.
Yeah, he's literally thinking all things are pure child.
All right. So, we have you guys each create your profiles. So, Bob, tell me a little bit about what Doogie puts on this profile that you're putting out.
Well, I'm going to say that I like long walks on the beach. I like people who take candid pictures of things and people who know without a shadow of a doubt that Santa Claus exists and might even have video evidence to prove it.
Excellent.
That's what I put out there.
What profile picture do you put up?
I put a profile picture of me when I was like a teenager and in shape, as opposed to me, which is now hairy and overweight.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was hairy then also too, but it was in shape.
Right. In shape hairy. You actually can't. I know the difference. Most people can't tell.
The hair is in different places now. So
are the tips of the hair on the top of your head frosted in this picture? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They're
Yeah,
frosted
totally
most of the time. It is the North Pole
Frosted
after
tips,
all.
sharpened teeth,
Yeah.
sharpened claws.
Looking good.
Oh yeah.
Looking fierce.
My
as they
pants are
say.
kind of hanging down a little bit too low. Got like a gold chain on.
Sarah, so for gigs, what does gigs put on this freezer profile?
Well, picture-wise, she has like a cute posed photo, but not like too posed. Not like, it's not a selfie, but it's one where she basically told a friend to take a photo of her, and it turned into like a photo shoot. And then she had something where she was like slightly serious, but not too serious, because she wants people to be confused about her intentions. So that's what my photo would look like. And then the profile would be really simple. Like, it'd probably just have a joke in reference to like one of her favorite shows or something.
What's one of her favorite shows?
Oh gosh. I don't want to say The Office because she's not basic.
Okay, but you could also just make up a fake North Pole show if you want to.
This is true.
You can go real world too.
It'd be the North Pole version of like The Office, but it'd be called The Workshop.
The Workshop. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what's her favorite episode of The Workshop?
Oh my gosh. It's the episode where the workshop catches on fire, and so no one was paying attention during the fire drill, and they have to figure out a way to get out.
There we go. Awesome.
It's hilarious.
What
Yeah.
a classic. What a
Yeah.
classic.
Exactly.
So y'all make these profiles. Each of you go ahead and give me a let's see. I feel like do you guys feel like this is a naughty or nice role for your character? Do you feel like this your intentions are pure and Christmassy or other?
Well, we are doing this in order to save Christmas.
It's true. I mean, this is
But
the
we're
motivation
doing
of each of the people.
But this
who are
is an
making it.
example of being naughty to try to be nice, because
That's
we're
right.
trying to trick.
So you feel like
whoever
you're being
doing it.
naughty.
I feel like I'm being naughty.
Okay. So
I'm definitely being nice. I just want a little friend.
all right. So Bob, you go ahead and roll a naughty roll. Sarah, you can go ahead and roll a nice roll. And what is your naughty skill currently at, Bob?
I have no idea.
Well, they started at 3 each. And have you made a roll yet?
I did. I farted and I tried to blame it on somebody, but I got busted.
Oh, because you didn't succeed at your roll then. So your skills are still 3-3. And
Okay.
so
I got a 4 just now.
now you can flash back to something naughty that you did earlier that set the stage for this to be a successful naughty thing. So you can narrate a flashback about something that Doogie did to help make this more successful, but it has to be a naughty thing that'll bump your naughty 1 point and make you succeed.
Okay, so I flash back to when I was a teenager and I was, really buff. I was working out and, some kids started making fun of me because obviously I don't look like an elf, I'm just all hairy. And they were like, do you even have muscles underneath all that hair boy, ha ha ha.
Wow.
And it was very hurtful. So I started to do steroids. And then I got into a roid rage and I killed them and I buried the bodies in the snow and I never got caught. Too dark? Or is
It
that
was
all right?
supposed to be something about how you helped set up for this heist specifically. But let's just say
I mean, that's helpful to know, honestly.
maybe
Yeah.
maybe the picture that you posted was a picture that you took
Right after,
right
I did,
after
right after I
that.
killed him. In fact, if you look closely, you can see like some blood particles on my hair.
Horrible, but excellent.
Hey, I'm part abominable.
That's true. That's true. And Carnage is one of your special abilities. So
They don't call him the nice snowman. You know?
the Sarah, tell me what did Gigs roll?
She rolled a 6.
Oh, so you do not, and I think you have a 4 in your stat, right? So, and you don't want to go up to 6 necessarily.
Yeah, I have a 4 on my nice and
Okay.
a 2 on my naughty.
So, you guys create these profiles on your way into town. Where are y'all headed? Where are y'all headed in town?
The downtown area.
The downtown, the main street of this Christmas movie, Hallmark movie-esque military base.
Yeah, I think we're pretty hungry, so we might stop for brunch first.
Okay.
And I think it's snowing, but it's also warm.
Yeah, it's snowing,
Yeah.
but it's also warm. Everybody's got the front of their coats unzipped. You guys actually are headed towards the part of the base. It's just like where everybody lives that supports the base. It is a nice little downtown area, very picturesque. And you get there, and the guy drops you off, and says, "Remember, like, 5 snowflake rating if you can. We really appreciate it. If you need a ride while you're in town, there's only 2 of us. The other guy's not great. Just call me."
Was there hand sanitizer and breath mints in his sleigh?
There were hand sanitizers and breath mints. There were both cinnamon
He gets
breath
5.
mints and
I give him
peppermint
5
breath mints.
stars. I give him 5 stars.
5
Were the
snowflakes.
breath mints spearmint or peppermint?
They had peppermint, spearmint, and gingerbread and cinnamon.
Wow.
Yeah, he gets 5 stars.
He's
gets 5
actually the best person ever. I hope that I find him on the freezer app.
There you go. Wow. I mean, do you toss
For
that out?
friendship or something else.
Do what?
Who's to say?
As you guys get into the downtown area, you notice all these slightly above average attractive people walking around with their coats unzipped, and you notice that a lot of them, don't seem to be military, but there are a number of military personnel around. They have the outside of their military vests unzipped also too, but it's in a uniform way that still looks just real sharp. And you notice that they have a couple of different patches that denote some different ranks and other stuff like that. But none of them really look like familiar symbols. There's nothing that you've kind of noticed like that before, but there's only a handful of them as they kind of make their way around town. And then all of a sudden, your freezer app goes off, Doogie, and you've got a message.
All right, I open it.
And it's from we're just gonna roll with Ruki's character. Miss Elto has also swiped up on. Did you give your character your name or a different name?
I gave a different name. Of course, I used a nom de plume.
What was your nom de plume?
Harold Buttocks.
Harold Buttocks. And Miss Lateau says, "Hey, you sound exactly like my type of person. I love taking photographs and love when people are certain that Santa exists. Would love to hope that I bump into you sometime soon in the base."
And I respond, "What's that abbreviation of 'let's meet in real life'?" I use the initials of the first few. I use the first letters of that sentence.
I don't know if in 2020 anybody uses those initials or that phrase, but whatever.
was that a 2019 thing? I'm a little
LMIO.
Yeah, it's
That was
absolutely.
a 2001 thing.
Yeah, let's meet IRL.
So
Wow.
ooh, and she immediately deletes her account.
Ah,
Swing by any time. I'm at the facility.
Oh,
bring your camera, I say.
Oh gosh.
Well, because the information, it's probably going to be in her camera.
And then
That's
and
what
you
I'm
get a bunch
thinking.
of you get a couple winkies back.
All right.
So like
All right.
these wink.
And do we know? I'm asking that. Like, do we know where the facility is? Is there like a? Do we look up and we see a big building that says the facility?
Facility. I
You
think it
don't.
totally is.
She did
Oh.
say she did tell you that she hopes she runs into you on the base at some point in time. Also too. So you aren't 100% sure. You are a list analyst. But your specialty is Carnage. I mean, if you want to try to figure it out, you can. You could also interact with some of these fine people in this town to try to figure anything out.
Yeah, I don't want to act too stupid because I don't want her to know that we're from out of town, right? So I'll say, okay, I'll meet you there, and now we got to figure out where there is. Because if I ask her, I feel like she's going to be like,
Yeah.
Are you from here? You know, that kind of thing. So
You could ask her where in the facility she would like to meet you.
oh, okay, I'll do that.
The
That's a
facility
great
is
thing.
pretty big.
Yeah. We could just assume. I mean, even if we don't know the facility, we can assume it's pretty big.
Oh, wait a second. I have another idea. What if I say, here, I'm going to text this. I think it'd be better if we did outdoor shots. Can you meet me outside?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Oh, with the deadline here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to respond in fake text also. With the deadline today approaching, I don't know that we possibly could make that happen.
Okay.
Actually, maybe now you should try where in the facility.
Watch out for those icicles. Ha 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 ha.
And I do a tap back of a haha.
Nice.
Ooh, that. Nothing. Never mind. As a woman, a ha-ha it would make me nervous if I were her.
As long as you do not put too many dots. I understand too many dots is bad.
Okay.
Too many dots is bad. Yeah.
All right, I'll do what you suggested. So, Pringle. All right. That's right. Period. Time is of the essence. Period. Can you be more specific exactly about where we should meet?
Using periods is very aggressive, I've heard.
It's bad.
Yeah.
Delete.
Just say can't wait.
Can't wait. Where in the facility?
Exclamation point.
The amount of intergenerational education that's happening right now on this this stream is just makes me happy.
Could you use at least one emoji? At least
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Use a winking polar bear.
Should I use an emoji or an emoticon?
An emoji. What the hell is an emoticon?
Okay, you're young. Here we go. And boom. All right, I sent a winking emoji.
It's good. Yeah. It's fine.
Okay.
All right. And the question, what did you actually text? What was the actual text in the end?
I said I can't wait, and I just did a winking emoji.
Okay. All right.
Now I'm going to
Good.
say BTW, since time is of the essence, where exactly should we meet in the facility?
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Perfect.
She'll never
Great.
suspect.
She'll know you mean business then.
Yeah.
I'm in the secure zone, so just make sure you bring your security clearance card with you.
Oh, perfect.
Ask her if she has marshmallows.
I'm not going to ask her if she has
You
marshmallows.
should
all
ask her
right?
if she has marshmallows. It's
Look,
very
sounds
standard
good.
You have a
on
problem.
us to ask
You
her.
have a problem. Okay, when this is done, we're doing an intervention. Dude, you are hopped up on marshmallows. I can see it in your eyes.
Mhm.
It's not good. It's not healthy.
It's not a problem. I can stop anytime I want.
You need to
That's what they all say.
tone it down. Okay.
All right.
See you soon. All right, there you go. All right, guys, we got to figure out where's the facility.
I'm
I
going
got
to
to
try
get
to.
security clearance.
I want to try to
and-
steal the phone to ask if she has marshmallows.
Okay, I'm gonna grab it back and I'm just gonna slap you in the face.
Well, I think he meant
Get a hold of yourself.
I think he meant not just out of your hands, but potentially in a stealthy type of way.
Correct.
Okay, go ahead and
Guys-
roll. And since you're being nimble, you can go ahead and roll 2d6 because that's your special elven ability.
And I have to roll lower on my natty rating.
Wow, those bottles you're drinking out of
Yes.
are getting smaller and smaller. Oh, there we go.
And what,
I
what is it?
rolled
Stop
a
drinking
one.
brownie.
You rolled a 1.
I rolled a 1.
Did you roll 2 dice or 1 die?
I rolled 2 dice. I rolled a 4, which would have tied, and a 1.
Okay, 4, so 2 successes, right? He puts in his back pocket, and as soon as he turns around to talk to Giggs and Carl, you just slip it back out. You got it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna text.
We're gonna you go ahead and start texting. What is everybody else doing?
I'm gonna text. Do you have marshmallows?
I'm swiping on the app, honestly.
I remember that when we passed by the visitor center, that there some of those identification cards actually looked very similar to all of us, and I went and grabbed a few of them.
Oh, and how are you doing that? Are you just walking in and?
So I do have that paper clip on me that I mentioned earlier,
Yep.
and I use that to pick the lock on the visitor center door.
It is early in the morning, and I mean, the coffee shop is open downtown and starting to buzz, but no one has showed up yet that you know of this thing. So go ahead and roll. Go ahead and I would say this sounds pretty naughty to me. Go ahead and make a naughty roll for me.
1.
That is very good. That is a success. So while you are doing that, what is Pringle typing exactly? Tell me about your marshmallows. Do you have any marshmallows?
Yeah, tell me. Do you have? Do you tell me? Do you have nice marshmallows with you?
And she sends you like a winky emoticon that says the best.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Marshmallows.
Oh, no. I hate it so much.
The middle school boy in me has so many other jokes to make. We're just going to move on at that point in time. You take the paper clip out and and you pick that lock, and it's pretty easy, and it just pops open in your hand, and the door opens. You can see inside. You can see. You said this is the visitor center, right? Is where all these were at?
Correct.
You see the kind of some information about the town, some different pamphlets. There's a map, a recommendation for popular tourist spots, all of which are within about 100 yards of each other, except for the scenic vista that is 5 miles away. You're in, and you can start going through these cards and find a couple that look like each of you, except for you're gonna have to pick for Doogie whether or not you want to go abominable or elf or just something else, because it's hard. There's not really quite a matchup.
Elf is the most. There's a lot of humans at this base. Elf is the most human, so I'm gonna go with elf.
Okay. So you bring back one it's pretty passable for everybody else. Doogie's looks like it would look if he shaved his body entirely, but it doesn't look really much like him other than that.
Okay, so we're shaving him, is what you're saying.
Kevin, what is this? This doesn't look anything like me.
Again, it's Carl. I don't know how many times I have to tell you, but I'm sorry. It was either elf or abominable snowman. There wasn't really like a halfway point.
So go abominable
Everyone knows
snowman.
they
You
never
can't
look
tell-
anything like their pictures anyway.
You can't tell how tall somebody is in a picture.
Do
Abominable
you know how
snowman
many
would have been
people
so
in the
much
military
smarter.
grow a beard and then shave? It's okay. It's fine.
Mm.
It does have everyone's height on there, and this guy is the exact same height as you.
Exactly. Fine.
This isn't just like shaving. I mean, I need to take like a bath in Nair. Like this is going to be painful.
Maybe you could have used that from the beginning. I'm just saying.
All right,
Wow.
I'll do it.
Christmas.
I'll do it for Santa. I'll do it for Christmas.
So you guys stop by local CVS, right? We're going to see a montage here. I'm going to have everybody dictate one scene of the montage as we get Doogie ready to go into the facility and potentially for a nice meeting with Miss Leteau. We're gonna end up with Doogie. So Sarah, tell me the first part of his shaving regimen and getting ready to look like this elf in his ID. What does it look like? You guys, what do you do to get ready?
The music starts. And
Give me some of that
it's
beat.
like
Is it
it's something upbeat. It's something from like an indie rock band, just like your coming of age story. And you see all of us just run into this CVS, and we're sliding up and down the aisles looking, and then finally someone stops, finds the Nair, someone else grabbing a bunch of razors. We run to the checkout,
Nair and razors.
Nair and razors, because it's you need to have both for you. Let's be honest.
Okay.
It's intense. And then as everybody's running down the aisles to check out, Pringles happens upon the candy aisle. He finds his marshmallows. He grabs an armful of bags of marshmallows and meets us at the cash register.
And they're like stuffed in his mouth as he pays
Yes.
for them.
all right?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
see a bunch of quick scene changes as you guys are raiding the CVS, grabbing all this stuff. Topher, what's the next scene we see in this montage?
So next, we do see Carl stop at the pharmacy because he does have some anxiety meds that he forgot to get his prescription filled for. And while we're here, he might as well. So
Okay, well, that's the last scene of the last montage. What's the first scene of the next set of beats in this quick change?
like still in TVS. Sorry.
You can go wherever you want. It's you guys have gotten the supplies you need. What's the next step in the montage for?
It is us running in a panicked hurry out of the store, but because it is very small doors that don't always open quickly enough for us to reach them, we all there's like a traffic jam at the door. We all get stuck a little bit.
All right, so you guys get stuck. You guys shuffle out. You burst out into the parking lot, and then Father Casey, what's the next scene?
So we go into a back alley where everything is where the shaving incident will take place, and what I see happening is that Pringle and Giggs are shaving and nairing alternately Doog, and that Carl is using his horn to curl the hair on the top of his head.
Oh, excellent. All right, so now we need the closing scene of this montage. Baba, what do we see when we look at Doogie now?
Well, he looks like a mess, and there's a lot of like patches of stubble and patches of hair. And then Gig says, "There's only one way to make this work really well." And then it cuts to the next scene where I'm in a spa, and they're all standing by the table, and there's somebody there with wax strips.
Yes.
Ripping my hair out, and I'm screaming in pain, and they're all going, "Oh."
I love it.
Excellent. So after that, you guys step out of the spa. You are now just immaculately dressed and look just like one of these slightly more than attractive people, just a little bit shorter. You didn't actually know that you could make yourself look this much like an elf as long as you don't smile. It's an incredibly passing thing. Otherwise, your fangs and your abominable jaw kind of show themselves very clearly. But as long as you keep kind of a closed mouth, general kind of placid attitude, not only do you look damn good, but you look like an elf. That's not to say that abominables don't look good. And elves do, but I'm just saying in this situation, it's quite the transformation.
And before he goes off to his date, Pringle is going to give him back his cell phone.
Do you let him know you took it?
I'm just gonna say, oh, you I think you'll need this.
Where did you get this? Did I drop it or something?
Nope.
Well, where did it? Why did you take my cell phone?
A little bit.
Why?
A little bit.
There was vital information that needed to be acquired.
I look in it and I see the text and I'm like, bro, you got a problem, man.
I don't have a problem.
You have a problem. We're going to talk about this later. Let's save Christmas, and then let's put you in a funny farm.
Now, now, was that a nice thing that I just did?
Yep.
Great.
Well, I mean, it was. Were you going for spirited? Are you trying to boost your nice stat up? Is that what you're trying to do?
To boost that nice stat up a little bit now.
I don't know that it was a Christmas wish of his, but what we could kind of retcon in there.
I'm gonna tie a bow on the phone.
You could tie a bow on the phone. I was actually going to say you could tie a bow, like, so we see the waxing things, right? Then we see kind of you we see him step out. He's wearing this nicely tailored local suit, and you give him his phone back with a bow on it. But it's also got a brand new like Christmas screensaver and sticker on it. And you say, oh, wait, listen here. And you hit the button and it plays a Christmas song. What Christmas song does it play?
It plays All I Want for Christmas.
And how does that go?
Well, I don't know the words of this song. How does it start?
Is this the Mariah?
I don't want a lot for Christmas. Bye, 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 bye. Underneath the Christmas tree.
So you go ahead, you get a point back, but everybody around you looks at you like you just let out the biggest, wettest fart that they have ever heard. And is like, what are you? And you see somebody like an old woman passes you on the street and she says, I thought our society was headed in a good way until you do something like that. I never. It just keeps on walking.
I thought it was nice.
And so it was. I mean, your Christmas spirit went up. They just were very offended by it for whatever reason. So you guys, are you guys headed to the base?
So even though I didn't roll, I still adjust the scores.
Yeah, so that's what's called being spirited in this system. So there's a mechanic that lets you become boost your naughty, and there's a mechanic that lets you boost your nice, and just transfers one from the other, so that you can avoid going to 6. So flashing back, or narrating a flashback will always move you from one from nice to naughty. Doing something that increases Christmas spirit, the easiest way is me making you sing, but it can be other things within narrative roleplay. Moves one from naughty to nice. It's a good way to help you just kind of manage where your different scores are at through the game. And you can invoke them anytime you want to, even after you've failed to roll. If you missed it by 1, you can pop it up by 1 more.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
When I sang Father Christmas by the band The Kinks.
Oh no, that was just fun narrative role play. That wasn't a
okay. Just checking.
So we so as we are we headed to the base now that we've got his phone back? Is everyone going to the base? Cool.
Yeah.
You guys head to the base. Each of your IDs passes muster now that everybody has gotten transferred and you're able to get into and on the base. What do you do?
I'm undercover. So once we're at the base, I find the nearest bar and I settle in and order a cocktail to watch from afar.
Well, all the bars are in town. The base has like a town attached to it.
I feel like the base has a bar inside, actually.
I mean, I'm sure there are people who drink on base. If you want to just find a place people are drinking, you probably can find a place.
Yeah. Or like even just like a restaurant that has alcohol.
Maybe an officers club.
There is probably an officers club. So you're going to go looking for the officers club?
Yeah, that sounds like a place where
I
would
think that's
have
actually a really good idea. Pringle's going to tag along with you to the officer club.
All right.
Okay, great.
I look at my name tag and I try to figure out what it says that I am.
As far as like, what do you mean? What it says you are?
Right, like my role in the base and stuff like
Your
that.
role in the base, like your name, rank, and serial number.
Exactly.
It says that you are. Ebenezer Cross.
Hmm.
You are a captain
Nice.
in the Overlord's South Pole forces.
Nice. Okay.
I think I'm about to do a flashback, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Do it.
So, when I was in the visitor center getting our badges, I did see a map of the base, and I believe I found out where the facility is.
You did see a map of the regional area. Good remembering.
Yeah.
And you and we kind of see you flash back to pulling it out, opening up, and you see a space marked the facility on it in the middle of the base. It's one of the more prominent buildings, but there are no external markings. And we see you circle it a number of times with a red marker. Then with a bunch of question marks, you put a bunch of question marks next to the circle and write the facility, and then write another question mark for no reason.
All right, now we're back in real time. Now, if only I knew where.
Now you can move a point. Yes, and you may
was.
move a point from nice to naughty if you would like.
Okay. I think I know. I think I remember where the facility is. I saw it inside the visitor center, so I can take us there.
Great job.
Cool.
Good job,
Yeah.
Charles. I'm proud of you. You're doing well.
Thank you. Again, it's Carl, but yeah, thanks.
Are you all splitting up still, or is everybody just headed to the facility?
Well, I think the rookie and I are heading to the facility, and those two are like getting a
Hitting
drink
the
and
bar?
doing like recon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all head towards the facility, which is really straight ahead. It's straight back.
Yep.
Most of the other buildings flank it. It's a same size roof as everything else, but about twice as wide and straight towards the back.
Included in all the stuff that Dennis gave us would have been some kind of comm devices, I bet.
Go ahead and make a just make a D6 roll for me.
All right, sure. 5.
No, they were not comm devices because no one thought to ask for them. And so,
I am going to check my pinguometer. My
It's all right. We all have cell phones.
let's say
so-
we have established in canon that at least 2 of you have cell
Oh, that's
phones.
true. We do have
So-
cell phones. So there we go. Yeah.
You all make your way towards the officers' club. When you get there, what do you do?
I'm checking my pinguometer as we're walking.
That thing is lighting up. I mean, it shoots out to a range of like 3 miles, so you're seeing a lot of penguins.
Gigs, there are penguins. Oliver, we're like surrounded by penguins.
I am nervous.
Don't make a big deal. Don't make a big deal. It's okay. It's okay. Just
Y'all open the door to the gentlemen's club. Gentlemen's club. Nope,
to
the
the
officers club.
Club?
They're officers and gentlemen.
The officers club is on one side. The gentlemen's club is on the other.
Wow.
I'm going to the gentleman's club.
They're officers and gentlemen.
Pringle carries in gigs.
And gentle ladies. You see a few tables around there, kind of low lighting. It does have kind of a bar feel to it, but it's a little bit different. And you notice that all of the waiters in this officers club are penguins.
I am being sent into a panic.
I feel as soon as we walk in, that montage from that one scene in Mary Poppins starts to play. That little...
Yes.
It's got very much that feel, but with a chiller Christmas vibe.
Mary Poppins chiller Christmas vibe.
That needs to happen. All right.
What do you do?
I'm gonna. Is there a bar?
There is like a service station for beverages, but this is more of a sit and be waited on.
All right.
Location.
Let's just sit down. Ask for a table.
Okay. You do that.
All right. Yes, we'll take a table for 2, please.
Oh, there's a wait? We'll just sit at the
It's just like,
bar. That's
it's
fine.
available right now.
Meow.
As I'm trying to silence my penguometer.
So the penguin
Oh,
maitre
no.
d ushers you to a nice kind of corner booth area and sits you
That
down.
works.
While they give you menus and you look over them, let's flash back over to Pringles and to Carl and Doogie, our list analysts. Where are y'all headed?
All right, we're obviously heading right to the facility.
Straight back. And as you get there, they say, IDs, please.
And I show him my ID.
And he says, is he with you, Captain?
Of course he is.
I mean, he doesn't have clearance for this zone.
I look at his ID, and what's his name?
His name is... Oh, everybody should make just D6 lists. I should say their name is Sue Chasseur.
And
Wow.
what's her rank?
French.
Her rank is a private.
Okay. All right, and I would know this. What's a rank below private?
Not. That's the low rank.
All right. Listen, Private Chasseur, if tomorrow you just want to be known as Miss Chasseur, you better do what I say. Obviously, if he's with me, that's enough. Let us in.
I mean, if you're willing to take responsibility, obviously, Captain, things will be fine. Of course, go ahead. Go ahead and make a naughty roll. Mm-hmm.
I got a 4.
And what's your naughty score right now?
A 4?
Are you lying to me?
Well, I don't know. I just actually haven't been paying attention to this. Am I supposed to be writing something down?
Okay, you have a skill of you start with 3 and
his
3
naughty
in each
score
one.
would be a 4 because he succeeded on the right. So you need it. So yeah, naughty score is 4.
There you
Is it?
go. That's
All
what I
right.
said.
So now your naughty score is moving to 5. So you got 5 and naughty. Bob, write this down in front of you
So
somewhere.
write this down: 5 and naughty,
5 and naughty, 1 and nice. Here's the thing: if you succeed at naughty again, you will turn and fall firmly onto the naughty list and potentially turn into a piece of coal to be given away by the Krampus. So I mean, just keep that in mind, and you'll probably turn against the party beforehand, also too.
All right. Not like I have control over this, but or I should
So
try to
you
do nice
do.
things. Is that what you're
So
trying to
you
say?
should try to do nice things, or you should try to demonstrate do things to demonstrate Christmas spirit specifically and expressly.
Okay.
So, helping someone's Christmas wish come true, singing loud for all to hear, making cookies and distributing them to people. Anything that's nice that might help move you up the nice list, and it specifically embraces the ethos of Christmas. Can help switch one of those points at command, basically.
I should probably do that. You're thinking in terms of role.
I think you should be
got it.
aware of that option.
Gotcha. All right. I'm aware.
Okay,
All right. So
cool.
we go in. So she lets us in.
She does. You make your way down the hallway, and then you get into an even higher security zone. You pass a couple security stations, and it's also starting to get colder and colder as you move forward down this hallway, and you see that there are heat sensors that they're using to monitor the entire facility and where everyone in it is as you pass the security room. But it's getting colder and colder as you go.
And it's really cold for me because I have a lot less hair.
You have a lot less hair. You thought the North Pole and the South Pole were not cold until just a little while ago. Yeah.
Right.
And so, as you make your way down the hallway, you all of a sudden see a huge space open up in front of you and drop down a few different levels. There's a wide open chasm that is just massive icicles kind of sticking out all over the place in just every different direction. They look razor sharp. And there's a pulsing light right in the middle of the chasm that's just kind of going on and off and on and off. And it's almost as if the icicles are responding to it.
Okay.
What do you do?
Well, is it like pulsing to a beat, or is it just random pulsations?
It's slow. So it doesn't. If it is to a beat, it doesn't seem like it's a very noticeable one. But it's fairly regular. It seems like.
Okay. Okay. And then where do I have a sense of where I'm supposed to meet this person as well? Do I see her? Do I see anybody?
You see a couple of observation bays up in the back on the far side of this chasmous space. And there's a hallway that basically loops around in either direction.
Okay, so I'm being watched. I'm not by myself.
You're on one
obviously.
side. You're on so you passed security. You could see their observations of stuff. You saw looked like they were looking at about 6 different rooms, as well as the main floor of this chasm.
Okay.
But then the hallway basically loops around it in either way. And you can see on the far side of that, set up a little bit higher than you are currently, these observation windows.
Okay.
But you're basically at one observation window, like across from these other ones. You just happen to be a little lower than them.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out if anybody's watching me right now.
You can, I mean, if you look up there, you can see that there's people in those observation windows moving around. It doesn't necessarily particularly look like they're looking at you so much as they probably are watching whatever this pulsing thing is.
Okay. I turn and I say, all right, Kevin, if you go that direction, I'm going to go this direction. And I just want you to kind of keep an eye on what's going on in this ravine, and you tell me if you see anything. Okay. Let's just kind of walk slowly and don't attract attention and just keep it cool. Okay.
Carl, and it's fine.
Okay.
So y'all each take a different direction, and we're going to flash back over to the restaurant.
So I'm going to send a text, first of all, to Dude that says penguins everywhere. Exclamation point. All right.
Right after you and Carl split, you get a ping from Pring.
Okay. I look down, I go, oh.
All right. Then
And then I try to signal to Carl, because now we're on like the other sides. I'm like,
so yes.
Wow.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing in the restaurant?
I'm going to say
as your penguin as a penguin is trying to take your order
nonchalantly. So word is that they finally have proof that the old man is real.
What does that mean?
I'm saying that to Gigs, but loud enough so that everyone can overhear it.
Oh, you're saying it to me, not to the penguin.
Yeah, I'm not saying it to you.
Oh my gosh, really? Where did you hear that from?
I've heard it's true, but I don't think it's true. You know, they say they have things that they don't have all the time, and I just don't believe it.
That is true. They also say aliens are real, so.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any proof.
So you you say this. Go ahead and are you what type of reaction are you trying to evoke from these?
I'm trying to get the penguins to try to insist and kind of tip their hat as to where we could find proof that Santa's real.
Interact with us, yeah, because the penguin's currently taking our order right now.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they responded. They said, "Mwah, mwah, mwah, mwah."
That's what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Can you prove it? Can you?
When
prove
did
it?
this become a Peanuts cartoon?
Mwah, 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 mwah.
You can prove it.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
All right, listen. Just give me a bowl of marshmallows.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
And before you go, I'll take a Long Island iced tea.
The penguin's off, and we'll flash back over to the facility. Y'all are right at the bin. You're about halfway across it now. The pulsing isn't necessarily getting faster, but the light in the middle seems to be increasing in intensity. It's slow,
right.
but this is a big space, and you guys have been walking for a few minutes now, and you've noticed it's been noticeable.
I pull out my phone and I open up my Tinder app and I say, I'm ready for my photo shoot. Freezer. Sorry. Freezer.
I don't get until I get that Tinder money, nothing.
That's right, baby. And I say, I'm here and ready for my photo shoot. Where are you? Send.
Observation room number 2, and I'm observing something pretty cute. Wink.
So I look up to see if I can see what window somebody is looking at me. And of course I know what she looks like, or at least I saw the photo.
There's 4. You can kind of make general outline, like you can see general outlines, but these are somewhat reflective glass. And there are 4 of these windows. So you can tell it's probably one of the middle 2, but you're not sure which one. She does then send a picture that is a picture of this pulsing thing. Do you want to try to use it to figure out how to do that? Like to figure out where the picture was taken from to see if you can do that?
Yeah, use the angle. Yeah, that'd be great.
So that sounds like you would have to study a lot to know that, and studying is a good thing to do. That helps move you up. If you study a lot, you get on the nice list. Typically, parents like that kind of thing. So let's call that a nice maneuver.
And what am I hoping for, number-wise?
Okay, so you now have a 5 in naughty, right, and a 1 in nice. So you need to roll a 1 in order to know for sure.
Just a 1? That's all I get? All right.
Yeah.
I did not get a 1.
What'd you get?
A 6.
Oh, that's not the 6. Yeah, you can't tell. It could be from either one of those 2.
Okay.
So,
I forward the picture to Carl and I say, Carl, I need your help. And that's a nice action.
You said my name. You said my name right.
Carl, is it one of your greatest wishes that your supervisor, one of your heroes, would just say your name correctly for the first time ever?
It's all I've ever wanted.
All right, go ahead and move a point from naughty to nice. Excellent. Hold on to that reveal for the perfect time mechanically. All right.
So now my naughty is 4 and my nice is 2.
Correct,
is that how that works?
Correct.
Okay.
And you send to Carl and make his day by saying Carl. Did you spell it with a C or a K?
I spelled it with a K.
Is that correct?
It's close enough.
All right.
Close enough.
Maybe one day.
It's closer than Kyle.
Right. So you send him the picture as y'all continue to make your way around.
Oh no, we don't need to make our way around. We're trying to triangulate.
Okay.
So
Triangulate.
I send him the picture and I try to see if he knows which direction I should go. Because I don't think we don't want to be seen with each other if I'm going on like a hot date. I don't want to be seen with a narwhal.
So you text him that, you ask him that question, you make his day. He weeps a little bit in the hallway. And we flash back over to the restaurant where all of a sudden both Giggs and Pringle feel the cold press of steel against the back of your neck.
Oh.
And you find yourself surrounded by a number of penguins.
This is how I fight my battles.
And a few other South Polar denizens.
Good. I'm glad you all are here. I've been waiting.
All pointing guns at you.
I've been waiting quite some time for my marshmallows.
Yeah, did I drink my Long Island iced tea before this happened or no?
Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Yeah, you're obviously not from here.
Why would you say we're not from here?
Well, because we created this base for just one reason, and apparently you don't know what it is. Flashback over to the facility. So y'all are trying to triangulate this. Carl, can you tell? Do you want to try to make a roll? Did you study well? You guys are list analysts after all. Do you want to analyze this? Go ahead and let's go ahead and roll 2d6.
Great movie, by the way.
Thanks. I threw that out there for you. It's hoping you would catch that.
Yeah.
Barely a joke.
That's right.
So, you are muted right now.
Topher's muted.
Sorry. You said 2d6.
Mhm.
So I got a 3 and a 6.
What's your nice?
We start with, what do we start with? 3.
Yes.
So I'm a 4 and a 2 right now. I
Okay,
think.
there you go.
Things.
4 nice, 2 naughty.
I think it's reversed. I think I'm 4 naughty, 2 nice.
Oh, so then you fail. You can't tell either.
Okay. Fuck. Shit.
Oh man, you dropped the 1. That's it. That's all we got.
No. Sorry.
You ruined
No,
our
Wait, I thought
Sarah-
there was
PG-13
Sarah
only
rating,
said
one.
Sarah said it earlier, by the way.
and you didn't
I
even
said
use
it
it
earlier.
narratively.
I thought there was only one F-bomb allowed, but you could say other stuff.
Oh yeah, but he said the F-bomb.
Oh, I thought he said shit.
He did, but he said
I
the
did,
F-bomb,
right.
and then he realized he said the F-bomb, and he said it. So in case you guys were wondering, we were just joking about it being a PG-13 rating earlier, and then we only get one F-bomb, and we should have to use it well, and it just got wasted. So
I don't
thanks
think we
a
used
lot.
it very well.
No,
So-
that was horrible.
What
That was
the
horrible.
fuck?
So yeah, you can't figure it out either.
Dang.
All right, desperate times call for desperate measures, and I just say, why don't you take a picture of me right now, and I unbutton my shirt and just show a little bit of
Why?
Cleavage?
Literally,
Razor
why
burn?
is that why is that necessary at all?
well, because I need her to take a picture of me so I can figure out the angle of what room she's in.
I just think that that's really sketchy.
Well, it's too bad you're not in the room with me to help me out with that.
This
So you
sounds-
just stay in your narrative.
I've never
and I'll
wanted to
stay in
say this
mine.
less in my life. This sounds like a naughty roll.
Exactly.
Sometimes you got to be naughty to be nice. That's what Santa said.
We are the Santa-Cide Squad.
I got a 4.
Which matches what your current thing. So she
Is that good?
Yeah, so she takes a picture, and you can tell it looks like she is on the. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to see where the flash is. I mean, I'm kind of looking to see.
Oh, even better. Yeah. So you notice. I don't know that you notice a flash per se, but you see one of the faces in the third window over from your side
Nice. Okay.
light up as you see somebody kind of pull a camera up and take a picture.
And I say, that's a great picture. I love it how I'm radiated in the light of ... What is this thing called again?
Let's flash back over to the.
All right.
Yeah,
What
so
does my name tag say that I am?
your name tag says that you are Buzz Meisterberger.
Do I have a rank?
You are a sergeant, which also means you should not be in this room.
All right.
But
Of course. Of course, we know what this base is. I am Buzz Meisterberger. Perhaps you haven't heard of me, but I am Special Operations Intelligence. And there has been some word about some defective officers, and we are trying to root them out.
Yeah.
Defective officers spilling our secrets.
well, I guess I don't quite understand why you would come in here, question the very existence of the base in a very sophomoric way in order to do that.
Well, of course you don't understand. They obviously do not tell people of your rank the master plan, do they?
And what's your goal here? What are you trying to achieve?
Trying to persuade them to leave us alone.
All the people pointing guns at you.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll. This seems naughty. Go ahead and make a naughty roll.
Okay. Dang. 5.
All right. They do not seem convinced. Gigs, is there anything you want to do?
I just want to say that the reason I'm here is that I'm a food critic. And so I've been traveling around the world to critique food, and this restaurant came up as a place that I'm supposed to critique. So that's why I'm here.
What magazine did you say you were with?
Oh, it's not with a magazine. It's an online agency, actually. And we're just called Food Poll.
Food Poll?
Yeah.
Got some Christmas fluff. Food Poll?
Yeah.
Like the Food Poll? Like we've kind of joked. Haven't we, Charles? We have joked that it would be awesome if Food Poll would come to the South Pole and do some reviews. Like we've always thought that would be so smart.
And that is the top secret operation, was to get Food Poll down here.
They'll point their guns at you and click them, even though it's totally unnecessary. You be quiet. So, tell us more about this. So go ahead and make a roll. Sarah, is this a naughty or a nice, do you think? I think there are probably different ways you could play this.
It's tough. Because if you think lying is objectively naughty, then you could say it's lying. But you could also say that I'm really going to be reviewing this restaurant. Like, I will be doing that. And that would be good for them. I feel like they would really like that. And it's going to boost their confidence if they're a good restaurant. So I feel like it's a nice role.
Okay. I also feel like we have potentially denoted that your specific type of survival savvy is navigating the world of digital culture. So go ahead and roll with 2d6 for your knowledge of the savvy or the Food Poll magazine or online magazines are for old people. I'm young and cool.
It's blog. Yeah.
The blog.
Yeah.
Blogs are also for old people. YouTube channel / social media outlet.
It's also,
you can put it on your MySpace page.
No, it's actually a TikTok account.
There we go. It's not TikTok.
So I rolled a 4 and a 3.
Okay, and what's your nice stat currently?
My nice is at 4.
Ooh, so 2 successes. Well,
so what does that mean?
We can talk to. You go ahead and sit down. We're going to go ahead and take care of this spy right now, though. We're sorry he bothered you. I don't even know how the two of you got set at the same table.
No, we obviously came in here together. Look, son, how many sergeants have you met that just sit around and eat marshmallows? This is part of the public relations effort.
Those marshmallows are at the CVS for profiling purposes only, sir.
No, listen. He is with me, and
we are very top secret about our public relations.
I checked him out of somewhere, and he's kind of out of it. I need you to just disregard what
and to appeal to everyone's emotions. And to score a nice point, I start singing, I'll be home for Christmas.
Trust me, you just want to leave him alone.
You can plan on me.
Let him do this.
These have snow.
These individuals who were slowly starting to move their guns down and start to be convinced, as soon as you start singing, and they realize what you're singing, all recock their guns and point them right back at you again. But you do get another nice point. You can take it up. All right, we flash back over to the facility.
Okay, so I now know where. Oh, so I just sent that text. Like, what's the name of this thing again? And I'm waiting for a response.
What do I put the point exactly?
So where I last left off, I'm like, I love the color of this light that I'm by. What is that? What's this thing called again? I always forget.
You see 3 dots for a second, and then it stops. And then you see 3 more dots for a little bit, and then it stops. And then you use three more dots, and then it stops, and all of a sudden alarms start going off all over the place.
I take my pet rock and I chuck it to the center of these crystal things.
Well, there's a window, but you want to break the glass?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I break the glass.
Okay.
And then I break the glass and then I throw the pet rock as hard as I can because I am an abominable person. So
you're trying to create some carnage here?
Yeah, I'm creating carnage.
You're
exactly
throwing it straight at the
heart of the pulsation.
All right. So go ahead and roll 2d6 for me.
Okay. Okay. And I got a 2 and a 5.
Okay. Well, one of those is going to be good. What is your this is actually a nice thing. What is your current nice stat?
2.
Is it? Didn't you just succeeded an naughty roll a second ago?
Yeah.
So I would have taken it back up to 5 and 1.
No, I was actually at 5 and 1, and then I did a nice thing for Carl.
You did a
so
nice thing for
4 and
Carl that
2.
moved forward, but then you did a naughty thing because you stripped to get her to take another picture of you.
Oh, okay, good.
So,
then 5 and 1.
if you can find another way to do something extra Christmassy, then you can move it back up to a 2, and you will succeed.
As I do it, I sing a Christmas song.
Which one?
Daddy, please don't get drunk on Christmas.
You already did that one.
Yeah.
Is that bad? It's an encore.
No, but
all right.
Yeah, it's true. Let's get some rotation.
Okay, I can do another one. Should I do another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ave Maria, gratia plena, Ave Maria. Ave,
Keep singing. This music breaks out as we see the rock slowly twirling through the air towards the pulsating light, past the observation window 1, observation window 2, observation window 3. Someone takes a picture. And then it collides with the pulsating light.
Dewey, stop singing. Dewey.
What?
Quick.
Sorry, what?
I think we saw it. I know where they are.
Let's go.
Okay.
So these klaxons are going off. All of a sudden, as that impacts the light, you notice that it doesn't destroy it, but it does shrink tremendously when the Christmas rock makes contact with it, and the icicles recede back somewhat also too. And you all start running, each of you on your own side. Which direction? Towards the offices?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we try to. I think we try to run back to where we started from, right?
Okay. Correct. So while y'all are doing that, we flash back over to the restaurant, already on high alert, obviously made irate by the music that was being sung after having been talked back down from the cliff. You have these mix of penguins, people, and other denizens of the South Pole who've all started pointing their guns at you again as klaxons go off around the base, and all of a sudden the entire base is on high alert.
What's with all the klaxons? Is this like a Star Trek thing?
Infiltrators. Infiltrators. The infiltrators have been found. We gotta go. We gotta get to our stations. Come on, boys. Let's go. I start to run.
All of a sudden, they open fire. Go ahead and make a nice, nimble roll for me. So you roll 2d6. This is also survival. If you're trying to not get shot, Sarah, this would also be survival. So both of you can make a nice roll with 2 dice.
That's on nice.
Yeah.
Yep, that's a 1.
1 and 1. I got 2 ones. Also,
boom!
I need to know what I was supposed to do with my last one.
What do you
I
mean?
got 4 and 3. Do I do like 7 points then, or
Oh,
what?
so no, you just move one. It's just a successful roll. It doesn't matter how
Oh,
you're
okay,
looking
so
for
I
a
took
success on
away
one of
a
them.
naughty and added a nice.
Correct. So anytime you succeed, even if it's on 2 dice, you only move 1 point over. It just basically is giving you more chances to succeed.
Okay, so I just succeeded this time, right?
Right. Again, so now you
So
would
I'll
move
do it
another point from naughty over to nice.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
As y'all so you guys are able to see that they are about to start unloading fire. You guys have time to react. What do you want to use those excellent rolls to do, since you both rolled so well? Kind of state your action here. So you lean face down, they're starting to open fire. You see the triggers moving in almost slow motion as you each enter bullet time. What are you doing?
Run out the door, and I use my snowman kit in my pocket and build a snowman and hide behind it.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Just like right outside the door?
As soon as like maybe around in like an alley, the closest alley I could
So
find.
you dive around the corner of the building and then build a snowman and cower down behind it.
Yes.
All right, Sarah, what does Gigs do?
She's in shock. Really?
I say if Giggs doesn't look like she knows what she's doing, I'd grab Giggs and drag her.
All right.
That sounds about
Giggs
accurate.
goes with it. Sarah just got back from flying across the country today. I think she's fading fast. It's okay. We are almost done. So you guys dodge out of there as bullets rip out through the side of the building, and all of a sudden, troopers come running by, but they run past the snowman that you have cleverly built in this spot. We flash back into the facility. You two are running back towards where you had split from originally.
All right, so we meet up, and I say, we need to throw another object in there. And I think the hardest object that we have are your roller skates. Carl with a C. This is the moment to save Christmas.
These are a brand new pair of roller skates.
How am I going to move around if I don't have my roller skates?
I'll carry you.
You will?
I'll try.
I'll try.
I am part abominable, so I have supernatural strength.
That means more than you'll ever know. Let's do it. Let's throw my skates.
By the way, that Carl with the C was another nice thing.
Yeah, I know. You can go ahead and move 1 point over from naughty to nice if you want to.
It does sound a bit manipulative though, because like he totally knew his name the entire time, and he's only using it when he needs something.
What I also like about this
Is
though
she
is actually
even in this part of the scene?
What I like about this is the image of
My conscience is
the shorn abominable snowman
Somebody's
giving a
the
piggyback
metagaming
ride to the
reindeer.
narwhal. That's the best part of this entire, and that's really what gives you that. It's the piggyback ride.
It's the piggyback ride. It's I can't carry it, but I can carry you. It's a very Lord of the Rings-esque moment.
And you throw him into the. So you are who's throwing the roller skates?
I'll let him throw his own roller skates.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll nice for this.
Okay, how many die on this one?
I think this is just one, unless you have a convincing reason to tell me otherwise.
Okay, I got a 2.
And what's your nice stat currently?
I think it's 4 and 2.
Okay.
2 nice.
A 2 nice. So you're going to move 1 point from naughty over to nice. That is a success. You see these roller skates fly across, and you hear people starting to scream and yell in the distance as it connects again with this pulsing symbol, and it shrinks down even further, and the icicles recede even closer to the cliffs that they were growing out of. What do you do?
But it's not gone altogether?
No.
I think we need to sing a Christmas song together. It needs Christmas cheer.
It does.
I mean, it shrunk about as much as it did the time that you sung the song.
Should we sing more?
You could.
Okay. But we should sing a song that we both know that is not about a drunk father.
I
Okay.
agree.
Fair enough.
So, oh, holy night, the
The
stars
stars are brightly shining.
it
It
is
is the
the
night of the
of our
dear
dear Savior.
Savior.
You don't see a noticeable effect. However, you do see a bunch of soldiers bearing down on you.
This isn't working. This isn't working,
About
Carl.
this time, I'm going to send him a text that says, "Whatever you do, don't sing a Christmas song."
Oh no.
Great timing.
We're not supposed to do.
You guys find yourself back to back, surrounded by guards, each of which has a mix of normal weapons, snowball launchers, and their own version of South Pole ice pick 3000s pointed at you.
I have an idea. It doesn't matter if you're north or south. Nobody can resist a snowball fight. What if we start a snowball fight with them?
I'll do it. Let's do it.
Having broken the windows, snow has drifted into this area, and the entire area around the crevasse is covered in ice and snow. So,
All right, we start a snowball fight then.
go ahead and make a nice roll.
Okay.
Aw.
It doesn't sound like this is a naughty snowball fight. It doesn't sound like you're trying to
No,
knock these guys out.
It's a joyful one.
Right, you're trying to draw them into your joy.
I
right.
rolled a 2, which I think is a success.
I rolled a 3, which I also think is a success.
All right, so each of you move a point from naughty over to nice.
Okay.
So if I'm 3 and 3, naughty and nice, and I'll go to 4 and 2. I go now 2 naughty, 4 nice. Is that right?
Yes. So
I'm also the same.
these guards are bearing down on you. They're yelling. They're screaming at the top of their lungs, "Get down, get down, get down." And all of a sudden, the largest, meanest looking of all these guards, that is a South polar bear, as he's pointing his gun at you and going, "Get down, get down, get down." All of a sudden, your snowball hits him in the side of the face, Carl, and you hear him stop and go, "Huh. Huh. And then this crazy snowball fight all of a sudden breaks out as all the guards drop their weapons and start having a snowball fight with you. We flash back over.
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. We flash back over to right outside the diner. What are y'all doing?
I'm heading towards the facility.
And
say we go and try to meet up with them.
I am being carried to the facility, and we are going to crash
She's a
land.
box on my shoulder here.
We are going to
Wearing you
crash land. You know, in Endgame, when like all the Avengers come together, that's what's happening. Right now.
Spoiler alert.
Oh shit! Spoiler alert.
Go
So-
ahead.
You're right. Nobody knew that all the Avengers came together in the
Okay,
second
well,
movie.
maybe some people are like really behind the times.
It's
All right,
not that much of
so-
a spoiler. It's not like saying Grogu dies at the end of the season. Sorry.
So y'all,
I still
I'm triggered.
I don't actually know whether to be mad or not right now. That's the worst part. So, so y'all run up. You guys notice a set of stairs on the outside of the building leading up to a slightly higher level of facility. Pringle kicks down the door and carries you inside. Y'all look down below onto a circular hallway just down below you from the security ledge, and you see this snowball fight that's about to break out. You see a snowball fly across and hit this bear in the face, and he is starting to laugh, and the snowball fight has just broken out, catching you all up. And you guys want to jump down and land right in the middle of the snowball fight, Avengers style?
Yes.
Is that the goal?
like on the one knee and everything.
All right, you're doing
yeah, so
you're doing the 3-point superhero. What is
Yes.
Gigs doing? What's Gigs' landing pose?
I think that so are we looking at this from a roof or from out a window?
It's like a balcony.
A balcony. Okay, so I think what happens is I'm taken off of the shoulder and grabbed by the tail and whipped around and just chucked down there. And I pull out the gun that I've been saving, and I just, yep.
this snowball fight
Wow.
breaks out. They're all having a good time. These people who have looked sad and dour but oh so handsome for
They
the
just
first
had
time
a
ever
moment of joy.
have a moment of joy break out into their lives. And go ahead and roll a naughty roll for me,
Wow.
Sarah.
It's not a real gun, right? Didn't we say it was like an ice pick gun? Like an
Yeah,
ice
a gun
pick
that
gun?
shoots a gun that shoots an ice pick
bolt.
wouldn't do anything bad at all.
Right. Haven't you seen
not as
whatever
bad
that
as
movie is where the
Bullet.
person was killed with ice or something?
It's not as bad as Bullet.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're right.
I
A
rolled
bullet
a,
would kill you way quicker.
I rolled a 5.
And what's your naughty score?
A 0.
Zero.
It can't be 0.
Yeah.
Can't
It
be.
literally is. I got my last one taken away and then put onto the nice one. Because
But-
I had 4.
It flows,
then-
so you would go down then. So you have a 4 in naughty, or you have a 1 in naughty.
No, I have none in naughty.
Oh, you
I
hit
have-
6.
Oh
Hold on, let me-
no. Oh no.
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
Is that bad?
it is
Yes.
in a sense. So here's what
Right.
here's what happens. This is happening. All of a sudden, there's a desire. You see this Arctic fox coming out of nowhere. Giggs is screaming at the top of their lungs, and it seems like they want to be saying mean things, but all that's coming out is the kindest and Christmassiest of holiday greetings. Season's greetings, ho ho ho. Happy holidays, you know, and it sounds like they should be mean things, but all you can hear is pure niceness as Giggs starts to glow and be filled with,
Yippee-ki-yay, mother.
yeah, but except for
Yeah,
nice.
it's too bad we already used our
Yeah.
F word.
That
Uh,
is too bad because that would have been a well placed.
Yeah.
If it's on the USA Network, it would be Yippee Ki Master Falcon.
It's
That's the-
yippee ki
Yes.
my father Christmas is what comes out, and as she's shooting these, what you think should be ice picks coming out,
And Jingo just
instead,
yells, "No!"
it's just launching presents at each one of them,
Yeah.
Oh.
and they each land at their feet, and all of a sudden out of them pop the ideas and dreams that all of these different people have wanted. However, Giggs does all of a sudden at that point get sucked into and become one with the spirit of Christmas,
Oh, shit.
because that's what happens when you hit 6
Oh,
on the good side. So Giggs,
literal spirit of Christmas.
you have one last act of pure Christmas spirit that you can unleash in the game. What does Giggs do? You will reappear a couple weeks from now in a park in a major city, confused and unaware of what's been going on for the last couple weeks. So don't worry, Giggs isn't dying, but they are transcending into the Christmas spirit for a very brief period of time.
Honestly, she provides spiked eggnog for everyone. That's it.
All of a
With
sudden,
marshmallows. With marshmallows.
Yes.
all of a sudden,
Yes.
everybody in the base feels just something in their pocket, and inside there's
Yeah.
flasks of spiked eggnog for everyone.
And it's the best part is it's spiked heavily, but you can't tell. It still tastes really good.
So, with this newly inspired reality, these guys are experiencing Christmas here in the way. And again, the icicles in the middle of the room actually shrink and they're entirely gone. And all of a sudden, that Christmas rift is almost imperceivable to you now, Doogie. But as much as important as this Christmas rift is, you were sent here for a specific purpose, and that was to
Right.
find and
So in the
recover
chaos
the
of it,
proof.
In the chaos of all these things happening, I sneak off and I try to go to that room.
Actually,
where I think,
you see Miss Leteau
yes,
coming
exactly.
down the hallway at this point in time. What do you do?
So she's coming in the hallway right
Yep.
now. I lock eyes on her. And I look into her soul.
Whoa.
And I start just kind of, you know.
I don't want a lot for Christmas.
Right. Right.
Start getting a vibe with you from across the room. What is your desired? Right. What's your desired outcome here?
Well, I'm trying to like kind of. I want to like get her into a vibe because I can see there's like a camera around her neck, right? Because she was taking pictures, or there's like a photo bag or something that she's got.
I mean,
and I'm figuring like those pictures of Santa are probably still in, like one of her.
She does have a satchel with her. Yes,
she does have a satchel.
All right, knowing what's going to happen.
You're getting her vibe with you. Is this? But this seems actually pretty nice. I'm not going to say like not just because it was a good moment for me, but I'm just saying like it seems pretty nice. Why don't you make a nice roll?
Okay. I have to remember what I'm doing.
Roll a d6. Try to roll lower than your nice.
If I roll lower than, okay, because my nice is 4 right now.
Yeah.
And I got a 2.
Okay, so you succeed. She's starting to vibe with you.
So now I'm a 5 and a 1. Is that it?
You're 5 and a 1, and you got to be careful, otherwise you're gonna
much longer
transcend into the Christmas, the spirit of Christmas.
All right. 5 and 1. Okay, so we're kind of like coming together.
Yep.
Right, and we're getting closer to each other.
Yep. Everything's moving in kind of slow motion for everybody.
Exactly, and then when I get close to her, I go, "Baby, it's cold outside," and we start doing that little duet, which is a very naughty song, by the way.
Let's see why. So while she's distracted with him, I'm going to use my nimble and try to snag the camera.
Okay. So now you're manipulating her with your "baby, it's cold outside."
Right.
Hold on just 1 second for that. And you go ahead and make your roll, Casey, for Pringle.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Because I rolled 2 because of nimble, right?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, that
this is naughty.
It's naughty, I assume.
Yep.
Right. Yep. That is a success.
Okay. So we'll come back to that in just 1 second. So go ahead and I guess you're trying to make a naughty roll.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kind of changed it to like a naughty song.
Right. So you went from like the nice romantic feel to now an inappropriate song.
Right. Almost. Yeah.
With weird overtones in our modern day and age.
It's a very like in a Me Too culture. It's just
manipulative.
Not
right. Absolutely, you're right.
So so you can either roll this straight, which you got to roll a 1 on, or I'll let you flash back to show me somehow or some way in which you were prepared for this moment before you went on the mission. So is there a way that you can flash back to some way in which you prepared yourself for this specific form of naughtiness?
Yes. I flash back and I'm a little snowman. I'm a little abominable snowman. And, my mom was an abominable snowman and my dad is an elf. And all the kids are making fun of me, right? And I'm getting old enough and I kind of know what's going on. And I'm just like, Dad, how does an elf hook up with a snowman anyway?
Whoa.
A snowwoman, really?
Whoa.
And he says, son, let me teach you a song that always works.
Whoa.
That's disturbing on so many levels.
So many levels, but so works for this character.
This is really
works for the character.
So
it's supposed to be naughty.
So as you're
succeeding.
As your dad teaches you how he seduced your mother, and therefore how to seduce other women in the future, and potentially try to compromise their intent. Yeah. I'll go ahead and give you that because Pringle succeeded so well. So you get in and you find actually a data drive inside of the satchel, Pringle. That's all that they have in there. Casey.
Yep. Sorry. That's all.
You found a data.
I froze for a moment. I don't know what happened.
There's a
He was imagining that earlier
you
scene.
found a
It was
data
very-
drive inside the satchel. That's the only thing that's in there.
You just cut out again on me. Sorry, Tony. Say that again.
You found a data drive?
I found a data drive. Thank you. Sorry.
It's also known as a data drive. If you
A data drive. All right. So I found the data drive, and what I see on it?
It says Santa evidence, top secret.
Yeah. So I'm gonna shove that in my underwear.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna make a run for it and hope that the rest of them see me.
All right. Go ahead and make a nice roll for me.
Nice. All right. Am I being nimble?
Yeah, you're being nimble right now. This is to get past all the chaos as this snowball fight is still happening. Presents are exploding. Gigs doesn't have to worry about rolling anything or getting away because they've transitioned.
However, rolled a 5 and a 6.
Oh, everybody sees you rolling away. That's the good news. Running away, including your teammates, because the bear guard goes, "Ah, what are you doing?"
And at that point, I pull out an explosive sardine and I chuck it in the center of that glowing light.
He's a bear.
In the middle of the growing. Go ahead and roll naughty with 2d6.
I got a 2 and a 3, and I'm 5 on the naughty. Double success.
Are you 5 on the naughty or 5 on the nice? There's no way you got back over to 5 on the naughty at that point.
Oh, maybe I did my math wrong.
But I think a 2 worked either way based on what you were doing earlier. Guys, this is really a very simple system. There's even a character sheet where you can write these things down and it explains all the rules right next to them for you if you download it before you get on your live stream actual play. I'll just throw it out there.
I'd recommend that to all people before they play a role-playing game. Read the rules.
100%.
So
The more you know.
So you're able to pull it out. You do nastily chuck it towards this light. The sardine goes end over and impacts this Christmas light, and all of a sudden this giant black hole like rift appears in space and starts sucking everything towards it. What do y'all do?
Run away.
Run away.
We run as fast as we humanly can.
You know
Or
what?
Narwhalian can.
You guys,
I got to pick him up. I pick up the narwhal because he has no roller skates.
Okay. And y'all start making your way there. All of a sudden, you see a couple of the guards get whipped past you and sucked towards the vortex itself. As you make your way out of the facility, the klaxons and alarms and bells have taken on an even higher pitch, and the lights have switched from being yellow to being red. And it looks like the entire base is crumbling. What are y'all doing?
I say, Gigs, get that Uber.
Gigs is not here. She is the spirit of Christmas.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, that's right.
So-
I say, Pringle, I'm holding the narwhal.
All right, yep. I'll get the sleigh.
Uber.
I paged the sleigh.
Get the good one. Get the good one.
I think we should pick first available, boss.
Play XL.
All of a sudden, you smell the faint scent of bad air freshener in the air as the bad Uber driver whips past you. As the forces of whatever this is sucking towards it draw them into this dark sphere. But then all of a sudden, I don't know that we ever named that guy. But since he's back and since we're giving him 5 stars every single time, Walter.
Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
Yay.
Jesus shows up and saves everyone. The end. Now Jesus shows up and whips his car around in a circle, backs in through the gate, and says, "A 5-star driver always shows up on time."
That's right.
Yes, he does.
Y'all pile in and head out of town. You see the buildings getting sucked down. You see people's unzipped jackets being torn from their body moments before they get picked up. And all of a sudden, you hear a loud grumbling as you see shoot into the sky from that same area a sleigh drawn by a number of moose that is made out of pure bones, not the moose, but the actual sleigh itself. And you see for the first time ever that it's the evil overlord of the South Pole, Nega Claus, and he goes, "Oh, oh, oh, I'll get you next time, Nicholas," as he retreats away from the polar base, and y'all make it back to the bobsled.
Nice.
Woo!
Anything y'all want to do? Let's do
I
we'll do some
I want to have a
flash forward
moment
scenes in a
where
second.
we remember Gigs.
Well, Giggs isn't dead. And
She'll
y'all
be back.
have seen people transcend.
Remembered.
You guys have seen people transcend into the Christmas spirit before. It's not an uncommon thing right around Christmas time and the couple of weeks afterwards in the North Pole. But it is considered kind of a sacrifice. They do lose a couple of weeks of their life to it, but it's not a death. So you pause to look back, thinking and hoping that Giggs is safe wherever they are, nestled deep in the bosom of the Christmas spirit. As you rocket back to safety. Thanks, guys, so much for playing the Santa-Cide Squad. It was fun to take it out for the first time. I really appreciate it. Everybody, to give yourselves a round of applause for saving Christmas. Here at +1, I'd love to hear any feedback you guys have in just a second. Just thoughts on the system, things that could be improved, different. It's my first time running it, and I've made a couple notes for myself on things, but I also want to hear a couple weeks later after Christmas, having been restored to your rightful place on the nice list, what each of your characters is up to in just a minute. But before we do that and maybe talk about the system a little bit, tell everybody who you were again, and if they want to find you on the internet, how they find you. Let's go with Sarah first.
Again, my name is Sarah, and you can find me on Twitter or Instagram at the Sayrog, the SAYYROGG. I upload a daily iced coffee picture on Instagram and all my thoughts after midnight on Twitter. So it's a party all the time.
There we go. All right, Mr. Rice, where can people find you at on the internet or in person?
So Instagram and Twitter, I am at the real Bob Rice, except no substitutes. I've got a website, bob-rice.com. Don't forget the dash, because there's some guy in New York who's also named Bob Rice who always gets upset with
But he's not the real one.
him. He's not the real one. He's the faux Bob Rice. And if you like podcasts, and who doesn't, search They That Hope, which is a podcast I do with Father Dave Pavanka, available where all fine podcasts are sold.
Yeah. All right, Toph, hit it up.
You can find me at Toaster Oven on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me at Mouth Stuff Improv on Instagram and Facebook and Twitch. Every Monday night at 8:30, we do Mouth Stuff Mondays, where we do a little bit of improv, occasionally bring our friends on. And you can also find OutOfBed_podcast on Instagram. And we have fun podcasts that we're hoping to start up again soon.
Very good. Father Casey, where can people find you at?
Yep, you can find me on the Twitters and the Instagrams, and I am at Father Floyd. That's FATHA, my middle name, FLOYD, at Father Floyd.
All right. You can find us at +1EXP across any social media platform. We're a brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content creation. We would love if you have any games that you want to learn more about, that you'd like to come on and play with us, to let us know what those are at +1EXP. You can find me at Tony Vicinda across all platforms also. And if you go to ttrpg.link/YouTube, you check out our YouTube channel. We'll eventually have a cute YouTube one, but we're still under 100 subscribers, though we're only a month old and making a lot of traction there. We do short reviews of tabletop role-playing games along with a mix of actual play and other tabletop role-playing content. So if you like that, it's ttrpg.link/YouTube. And we'd love to play the games that you're interested in and love to hear more from you. I want to hear from everybody what it's you're back on the nice list. You come back home. Dr. Hermie takes care of any marshmallow-based cavities that you have, pain-free. Christmas goes off without a hitch, as this evidence is now safely back in Santa's hands and then promptly destroyed. He delivers all the presents. It's a great Christmas for everyone, and it's around New Year's. What do we see each of your characters doing? Give me one last scene in the post credits about what we see your character being up to. Let's start with Pringle.
Pringle is screaming "Happy New Year" with someone that he recently met on Freezer, and he smiles at him, and they go in for a New Year's kiss, and he puts a marshmallow in between their lips.
Oh, very nice.
Wow.
All right, Topher, where do we see Carl? Actually, let's come back to Carl in a second. Giggs, you reappear in the middle of Central Park, New York City. The Central Park Rangers, you're able to evade and escape them and make your way out. You don't remember what's been happening for the last couple of weeks, but what do you get up to in the city?
Well, you know me. I'm throwing a New Year's Eve party.
Awesome.
Honestly.
Who's number one on your guest list to invite to your New York City New Year's Eve party?
Do I remember like my job? Like, do I remember
you know
all
everything about your life? You just don't. You don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
That. Okay. Well, obviously, I invite all of my crewmates here.
Nice.
But I think I'm like a go big or go home kind of gal. I do a couple celebrity invites as well.
Yeah.
Just for the heck of it, maybe send an invite to Kim and Kanye. Just because.
They wouldn't miss it. That's awesome.
I don't think they would miss it. Yeah.
It's a hopping party. It's excellent. Kanye does a whole Sunday service event at the end of the party.
I would die.
Yeah, it's
Oh my
it
god.
goes off. All right, so we see Carl. Carl, tell us about what you were up to a couple of weeks later.
So Carl's really gained his confidence. He is assured of himself in his role as list analyst, and realizes that the reason he was giving that kid a PS4 Pro instead of a PS5 is because he really appreciated the history of video games, and he wanted that child to also appreciate the history. So he has started, anytime somebody gets any kind of game system on their list, he's giving them a Raspberry Pi so they can play all the old games. He's giving them a PlayStation 2 with a copy of NFL Street 2 and Tony Hawk's Underground. And he's also giving them a GameCube because a Dreamcast, because not enough people appreciated that game.
Such an underrated system. Like, I think
Yeah.
part of the
That's
problem
right.
is the games are a little bit too expansive, which all other games eventually became, but people were really used to linear progression at that point in the history of gaming. I'm saying that's just my take, but yeah, I love that.
The correct take.
And then where do we see Doogie? What is Doogie up to a couple of weeks later?
Well, Doogie decided to open up a day spa that focused on hair removal. He found just a whole new lease on life. He realized that there was just a beautiful person underneath all that hair. And if anything, the hair was kind of a metaphor for hiding from the world and hiding from the expectations of other people. And so it's a very expensive day spa, to be sure. It catered to the highest level of clientele in the North Pole, but he used the profits of that to help the underprivileged, over hairy elves that often lived in shame. Those that had unibrows, he just took care of them, and he just found a way to spread joy through hair removal.
That's awesome. Though we may be against hair removal in the general sense at +1, we are fans of fantasy, and that sounds like an amazing one. Thank you guys all so much for playing. If you guys have any feedback about the system, anything, just any of your initial thoughts from having played, I'd love to hear them just for real quick if you've got them.
I have a really... Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say I was fascinated with looking how the mechanic work and trying to figure out how things go. I like to metagame, even though I try to make sure my characters don't. And so I have to confess, in that moment of spaced out that you totally caught me in, I was trying to figure out who had the evidence from the list, and I had just at that point figured out that the place was on self-destruct. So I just think the mechanic, the way the mechanic works to set up a cool story and with the GM filling in the gaps for just like a fun Christmas time game to play with some family, friends, and just to let your creative side come out. So cool stuff.
Cool, awesome. Anyone else? Sarah, Topher, it was your first time playing role-playing games. Sarah, you're halfway tired and 3/4 of the way through a bottle of wine. How is it your first time out?
It was great. I was definitely confused, which is partly exhaustion and partly like I just don't really play video games very often at all.
And neither are we right now, but I understand what you're saying.
Well, you know what I mean. But I play RPG games less than I play video games.
That's true.
So.
That's true.
But no, I thought that it was really fun, and like the whole like storyline was super cool. I think that I enjoyed it being my first time a lot more than I would in any other setting because it was Christmas themed.
Yeah.
I think that that's like super cool.
Love it. All right, awesome. Topher, how about you?
Well, I think first you should ensure that your players actually read the directions beforehand and maybe download the game ahead of time.
Yeah, it's almost like if somebody said in a group chat, like, "Hey, everybody, here's the link. Go ahead and download these. The rules are easy. It's only 2 pages." Yeah, it's a good thing.
Maybe people listen to it. Also, make sure your players don't get too drunk.
Oh no, that's fine.
No, I like Sarah, I had a really good time. I hadn't done anything like this before. I actually have a group of friends we've all been wanting to play like a role-playing Dungeons and Dragons style game before.
This is exactly like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, but like
100% exactly like it.
We had a friend.
I basically ripped it off.
A friend had just sent me like yesterday an email like he's gonna DM for us and was like, here's how you need to like think about role-playing games and create your characters. And so this was like a really fun like prep for that. I think it was a fun way for me to stretch my improv muscles. And I think I really like the naughty nice like scale, I guess you'd call it. That was a really fun thing for me to keep track of. And
it's a fun game dynamic.
Be like, okay, right now I'm getting a little naughty. Maybe I should sing a Christmas song, or maybe I should start a snowball fight. That was really a fun thing to do.
I loved the snowball fight as a Christmas cheer spreading aspect. That was a really great one.
I was thinking about recently I came across on Facebook a video from like the 1800s or something that somebody had. It was like one of the first videos ever that somebody discovered, and they like colored it and upscaled it, and it was just a bunch of fancy adults having a snowball fight in like in like a city or something. And that's what it made me think of.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Anyway.
Bob Rice, fellow game designer. Bob Rice has a RPG in design right now process that I'm very excited about. I've gotten to play a couple times, and I can't wait till it will one day eventually be available.
This very much excites me to hear about.
Yeah, we'll have it on the stream sometime. There's some really cool elements to it. It's about evil demon lord that gets locked away, and and it's going to come back 1,000 years later, and it's 996 years later, and you're just a bunch of normal people who are taking a pilgrimage walk around this mystical realm, all from different kingdoms, all starting out hating each other, and then also fighting back the forces of evil as you travel from city to city to city. I think in a divided culture, it shows us a lot about what it means for people to cross cultural divides and consider each other's culture, along with having some really cool themes that I think play really well.
There were about 6 nerdy Catholic jokes I was going to make there. Go, buddy.
There are a lot of good nerdy Catholic jokes in this one, but definitely. I think it's accessible to anybody also too. And Bob's been doing a great job developing it with Mike Welker also too. But Bob, tell us what your thoughts were about this, about the Santa-Cide Squad.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. I mean, I completely agree with Sarah. I think the Christmas theme is perfect. It's obviously something that'll get played more seasonally than year round, but I think that's part of the niche of it. And
Christmas in July, baby. That's what I'm saying.
I just think this actually would be a very cool Christmas in July thing.
Yeah.
We'll all come back here in July and play again.
I would love to
no,
sit
but-
outside in my swim trunks playing this right now.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Some of us
After-
live places where we could definitely do that.
Well, rub
we
it in, Father
Okay, well,
Case.
go rub it in.
we will no for sure it's absolutely a seasonal game. I'm sorry, Bob, I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, that's great. I love the naughty nice, variants. I got a little bit confused by that at times, but that's partly because I wasn't super prepped for the game. I was a little bit surprised when Sarah went to the Christmas spirit thing. I think that all took us by surprise. So
Yeah.
I don't know if there was a way.
Not if we read the rules.
Yeah, if we read the rules, maybe that wouldn't have been as much of a problem as other things.
I also did explain it twice, but it's fine.
Yeah, but it's totally all good. But no, I'll think more about it. But I enjoyed the character creation. I thought that was really great. Yeah, the whole concept of it was good. The simplicity of it was really excellent. So,
and credit where credit is due. There is a game company called Rookwone and Descartes, and Grant Horowitz is the creator of a game called Honey Heist. That this game is a hack of. So I did not invent the system. Honey Hack is a very you're playing as bears and it's HoneyCon 2017, and you know that you're a bear and that you want to steal a lot of honey. And that's it, and that's the general premise. So it is a hack of another system that I just reskinned and rethemed to this, which is it's a kind of common system.
As all good RPG developers do.
Yeah. And so I will.
Amen.
I cannot take credit. Check out Ronan Descartes for more excellent games. But yeah, no, I love the simplicity of it. My friend Alexi Sargent, who is over in at Princeton, he hacked it into a game called The Great Soul Train Robbery, where you are robbing a train destined for hell. And you're playing desperados, and your two things are sinner and lover, and you also have a motivation and a vice that you're playing with. And it is a phenomenally fun system. That's a hack of it, but he did some really cool things to really stretch the system. So check out Honey Heist, check out The Great Soul Train Robbery if you hadn't. We'll have Alexi on sometime in the future to play a couple games with us also too.
Well, just to jump in what you're saying there, I think that vice idea is pretty cool. I really enjoyed what Father Casey did with his marshmallow addiction.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that would be another nice element of the story if everybody has something, just some kind of weakness that can get exploited or something they're kind of fighting against.
Yeah.
That might give a little bit more texture to some of the
Even
the
defining
character
like
work.
what's your naughty, like
Yeah, right.
what is
Yeah,
like
like-
you can be
Yeah,
naughty no
that'd
matter
be
what,
cool.
but is there something particular that's like your naughty thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your naughty and even what's your nice? Like what's like the adorable thing that you just you just can't help but fall into. I think some of that, I don't want to complicate the rule system more, but that might actually help people in terms of playing characters and stuff.
Yeah, no, I love that.
In the world of improv, that was a great example of like multiple game hits. Like you're coming back to the same game. Your game is that you are obsessed with marshmallows and you're coming back to it in different ways as much as you can. I think that was really great.
Oh man, Sarah's taking snapping us right now. Like let's all pose for it.
Is this going to go on her, what was it, freezer?
Her freezer
She's actually
profile.
making her freezer profile right now.
I wonder how many guys are swiping up on her right now.
Topher, I would also say this: if Mouth Stuff ever wants to do a Monday night where we play some Santa-Cide Squad, I would love to come and host a Mouth Squad Santa-Cide night.
Oh my God, they would love that because we actually have been trying to get a D&D campaign. So actually, they're having currently
It's just like
as we are
D&D.
doing
It's
this-
exactly like D&D.
as we are doing this, my improv team is doing a Christmas party. So the second I leave this, I'm going to go to that and tell them about that.
Awesome.
So
And
Hey, and if you guys are looking for someone to run that D&D for you, let me know.
and again, if you want to check this game out yourself, if you're still watching, which 5 of you are, which just basically means you've walked away from the computer at some point in time, then
Luke Carey is watching, by the way.
do what?
Luke Carey is watching.
Hey,
by
Luke
the way.
Carey.
Thanks, Luke.
Tristan Rios is watching also too. If you want to check this out, you can go to ttrpg.link/Santa-Cide Squad or go to itch.io and St. Santa Claus. So the published plot is still with us also. Thank you so much for everyone who watched, who hung the entire time. Even people who just popped in. Again, if you want to follow us here, we play different independently designed games all the time. Rarely ever do I run a stream and run a game at the same time because I find it stressful. I prefer to just do one or the other. But I did tonight, and I hope to not do it again anytime
Props to
soon.
you
But we will
for
be running.
overcoming that stress.
Oh, thank you. We will be running some other Santa-Cide Squad adventures in different places. Places we did not visit in this one were the Chestnut Katomi Plaza, which we will be going to at some point. We will also be doing.
That's amazing.
We will this holiday also be visiting, doing a train heist on the Arctic Express also too.
Nice.
That's amazing.
We've got some other locations we'll be visiting, some other heists that'll be happening over the course of the next couple weeks as I refine the system and get ready. But if you buy it, anytime we update it or add something onto it, you get all the updates for free. And buying it means checking it out for free also too. So just head over to itch.io or ttrpg.link/Santa-Cide Squad. We are at +1EXP, at +1EXP on any social media platform. And thank you guys so much for watching with us tonight. I'm going to hit end stream, but you guys hang out for just 1 second.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Happy holidays if you
for all
don't
your
do
hard
Christmas.
work.